greatest radio show in Tennessee. It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is.
It's a Tennessee thing. Well, I'm
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. John Reed, Cody McClure, Sam Beard, Bad News Bubba, kicking off this Wednesday morning for you. It is Talk Sports, a victory edition of Talk Sports. Feels good coming in, talking after a win. Cody McClure was at the game. Cody McClure is not here yet. Hopefully he's okay. Sam, what's up?
What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Solid Wednesday. Decent weather, I guess, before the winter starts to come in. Watch some basketball. Hit the store. Made some dinner.
Living life.
Run-of-the-mill night for me.
Watching TV and eating. Two of the essentials.
All of the essentials.
What's up, Cody?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Was worried about you.
How come?
Because it was 8 o'clock and you weren't here, and then it was 8:01 and you weren't here, then it was 8:02 and you weren't here.
Actually, I was here at 8:01. I lost track of time out there.
Oh, so you were just sitting out in your car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was working on something.
Okay.
Very, very important. I lost track of time. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. Tired.
Yeah,
That
long
was
night.
a stupid night to agree to do the post-game show.
How late did that go?
Well, the damn game didn't end until 9:50. But no, I mean, we still got out of here at 9:35-ish, 9:40-ish, but then I had to upload everything, so I didn't actually leave here until 11. So pretty dumb decision by me. And then, of course, the game goes to double overtime.
Yeah, those midweeks, they can be challenging, I'm sure.
College basketball, a regular regulation game going 2 hours and 15 minutes is dumb anyways. I mean, it's 9:15 before regulation was decided. That's dumb. The NBA's figured out how they can get 2-hour games. I don't understand why college is so far behind, but how was the game?
Oh, it was good. I had a good time at the game. I was one of Coach Rick Barnes' distinguished guests for the evening. So it was me, along with several other big money donors and, high-profile, important people only. It was just us, We had our pregame meal. It got the boys fired up in the locker room to go out there and play a good basketball game. And boy, did they. They did. I was looks like I still have my badge here. I'll just go ahead and put this on and so everyone can see that I was one of Coach Barnes' distinguished guests right there, courtside. Courtside row B, not row A. But, I was like not Jack Nicholson, but like who would be the equivalent of maybe a B-list celebrity at a Lakers game. Maybe someone like Tom Cruise if he decided to go to a Lakers game. You're not going to get to sit there with Jack.
I think Tom Cruise would. Tom Cruise is an A-lister.
Yeah, I was just thinking of a name. That's probably not a good name. Kevin Costner. Yeah, he may be an A-lister too, but I don't know though for
If
the
it was
Lakers.
if it was a playoff game, yeah, they'd probably put Kevin on row 2.
If it were the Knicks, I was Howard Stern, not Spike Lee. The way that the Knicks do their ticketing. Howard complained about that for years, that when he would go to the Knicks games, they wouldn't allow him to be the very front row of courtside. But nonetheless, we had a great pregame meal, despite having to see the peasants in the Riverside Club, they think they have special access, but, we're by the locker room, We have a buffet. I don't know what they're doing in the Riverside Club. Wouldn't want to be a part of it, but it was great. It was great. I had Chinese food, egg rolls, pork fried rice, and what else was the pregame meal? They had cookies. I had a cookie with chocolate sauce. I had an ice cream sandwich. I had a Diet Coke and a regular Coke. I had this seaweed salad that was really good. And then for halftime, I had a hot dog. And
You ate more food at halftime?
I had another Dr. Pepper. And then I had...
I guess we've given up on the beginning of the year, new you.
And then I had another ice cream sandwich.
Jesus.
And then they had some barbecue out, which I guess was like our halftime meal. So I had a little taste of potato salad and beans and just some barbecue. No bun, just barbecue. And then I think I got a Diet Coke to wash all that down, and another Dr. Pepper. I didn't get any popcorn though.
I need George McIntyre eating that every night.
It was good.
Just put Cody and George together. We'll figure it out.
George would have been in my club if he wanted to go to the game. He would have been where we were.
I looked for you on TV. I know where.
Yeah, I had a few people send me my big fat orange back.
I saw you, yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of blinded by the bald spot that it was shining down on. It was kind of rough seeing from overhead.
No, the bald spot, I know you're trying to make fun of me, but if you're going to make fun of me, you should make fun of my fat back before you should go for the bald spot.
Well, I couldn't see the fat back because the bald spot was just blinding me.
The bald spot was not prevalent.
The way the lights were hitting it, I was like, oh, my God. I thought that, for a second, I was like, wait a second. Is that me down there? No.
You couldn't see the bald spot, but boy, did my fat rolls look bad from behind.
But I see the chocolate fountain cookie and 2 ice cream sandwiches and Chinese food and barbecue. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, I had a salad too. I had the seaweed
That's good.
salad.
Between the salad and the 2 Diet Cokes, at least, and no bun, you were trying.
Yeah. Well, they had all these things out, and my good friend Dustin, who was the real reason that I got to go courtside for this game. Shout out to him. Thank you to Dustin. Great guy. I don't know why he takes such good care of me, but he said it's free food, so I feel like you got to take advantage of that, right? Like if they put it out there, I'm going to try it. Oh, I forgot a couple things. I had some crab stuffed mushrooms and a couple of bacon wrapped scallops.
Did you watch the game ever? Did you sit there and watch the game at all, or did you just stay down there in the buffet line?
I watched the whole game, actually. This was before the game and at halftime.
Okay. So I didn't know if you were trying to sneak out during timeouts too.
I forgot the scallops and the mushrooms.
Bubba, top of the morning to you.
Good morning, John and Cody and Sam.
How are you, brother?
Pretty tired.
Yeah.
Sleep schedule screwed up.
It's been a rough start to the year.
Yeah, they're throwing a lot of curveballs at me, and I keep swinging at them.
I've heard about your softball career, so I can't imagine you're making much contact.
Yeah.
With the curveballs. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I only slept for like 2 hours. I couldn't sleep. I don't know what it is. I guess my mind was racing.
I'd say your stomach from all the food. I'd say it probably didn't help.
No, that wasn't it. That would help you sleep.
Heartburn, indigestion.
No, it wasn't that.
Sugar rush from the ice cream sandwiches.
I think it was probably the caffeine from the 2 Dr. Peppers and 2 Cokes and 1 Diet Coke I had.
Yeah. It's chaotic that you tried 3 different sodas in a 3-hour period.
Well, they were
4-hour
free.
period. Well, I'm not saying it's not weird to have. Most people probably wouldn't have 5 sodas in 3 hours, but I'm not judging that. I love soda too. I'm saying the mixing. If I had that, I would just get Coke, 5 Cokes,
I
5
know.
Sprites, 5 Mountain Dews. You went 2, 2, and 1. That's just chaotic. Or 2, 2, and 2. That's just weird.
6-pack of sodies. Sody pops. Who wants a sody pop? There were so many. They had Sprite, too. I almost got a Sprite, but I wasn't feeling it.
To mix and match is just crazy to me. That's maybe the weirdest part of all this.
Did they have bigger cups for you, or did you have to drink out of the cans? It would have been hilarious if Cody just started making like a suicide on the table down there and just opened up like 4 different cans at once.
They were the little bottles, the 12-ounce bottles. So I had, what's that, 60 ounces?
Get your calculator out. Try to cheat again.
Maybe 60 ounces of soda. 12 times 5. I might have had 6. I don't remember. 72 ounces. That's a fair amount. It's like a half gallon soda.
A lot of people would say that's extreme, but I'm not one of those people.
No, I know you love your sodas.
Yeah, whenever I go to the movies,
Plus, when you eat that much salt from the Chinese food and the barbecue and the hot dog and stuff, you gotta wash it down with something. Yeah, those ice cream sandwiches were good. They don't have those in the Riverside Club. Losers.
We'll talk about the basketball game instead of Cody's diets next, because Tennessee did get them a nice win. It didn't look pretty for most of the game, but at the end, the final score was beautiful as the Vols get back to 500 in SEC play and survive a pretty what would have been a pretty disappointing loss as 9.5-point favorites at home. Had some big performances. We'll dive into it. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Are you ready to show off that confident, radiant smile you've always dreamed of? Well, here at Knoxville Smiles, we're ready to turn your dream into a reality. At Knoxville Smiles, we're more than just a dental practice. We're your partners in achieving optimum oral health. From routine cleanings and checkups to advanced cosmetics and restorative procedures, we offer a wide range of services in an environment that makes every visit a positive and comfortable experience. At Knoxville Smiles, it's about more than just treatments. We're focused on creating a welcoming environment where you feel like family. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed with your comfort in mind, and our friendly staff is always ready to address your questions and concerns. Don't wait any longer to achieve a beautiful smile you deserve. Schedule your appointment at Knoxville Smiles today and take that first step towards a healthier, happier you. Call us at 865-539-1776 to book your appointment today, or just visit our website at knoxvillesmiles.com.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues. Every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet. Couple shout-outs off the top for some big performances. Bishop Boswell going full Josh Hart, getting down there, battling, grabbing rebounds. Rick Barnes said he played like a power forward. Shout out to Boswell. That was a big performance. Nate Ament, I thought that was a huge step in the right direction for him. His stock's been pretty low. People have been pretty underwhelmed by him, worried about him. I thought that he played his best game as of all last night. And then a last shout out to Rick Barnes. I've been begging for some lineup versatility. I've been begging to ditch the double bigs. Finally, at the basically the 6.5 minute mark of the first half, finally, with his team trailing 11 and only scoring 15 points in about 14 minutes, he said, "Enough's enough. Let's try something different." And I thought the team responded. So shout out to those three people. I thought it was big performances. And also welcome to the SEC, Troy Henderson. That was cool to see him get out there and play with some confidence and play with some fire.
Troy Henderson hit a couple of big shots, a couple of big threes and big moments. And it was cool watching Nate. I thought the crowd really roots for him because he's your big money guy. He's your star, or at least you can kind of see him coming along. At least that's the hope with the last two games that he's played. Because I thought he played pretty well the other night too. So I think he's getting better. I think you can see it.
The confidence is coming. The freshmen that get thrown out there. It was a rough night. It was a rough night for Dwayne.
He's big.
He's big, but he didn't come out and play very well, and Barnes called him out afterwards. It was a rough night for him, but the other freshmen, I thought were pretty good when they played. Not a lot of minutes for Amari Evans, only 11, but I thought he played with energy when he was out there. And then, we talked about Ament. We talked about Boswell.
Yeah, Amari Evans didn't do much, but he's been pretty good off the bench most of the year.
And I still think he'll have to be important if Tennessee does try this, to go small and to play, with some versatility. I think he'll factor in one of these games in the Troy Henderson spot. But last night, Henderson was taking big shots down the stretch, and I said last night on Voluntary Reaction, apologies to any of the freaks that were watching late last night and are up first thing this morning listening to me regurgitate some of the same takes, but hell, I ain't had time to really think of new angles yet. But a big part of it is just being willing to take the shots for the freshmen, right? You got to have confidence in yourself. You got to have confidence that you could perform in the moment. You got to want the ball. To me, that's such a big deal for young guys. And Henderson, he wanted the ball. If you go back and watch the last possession of the first overtime as Nate Ament is trying to post up and hit the game winner, Henderson's on the opposite wing with his hand up like, throw me the ball. I want to shoot the game winner. Throw it to me. Throw it to me. Throw it to me. I'm open. And Nate didn't. I thought Nate got fouled there at the end of overtime. I thought they should have called that. I thought they would have called it every other minute of the game, and then they swallowed their whistle at the end. But Troy wanted the ball. Nate wanted the ball. And to me, for freshmen, that's a huge, huge compliment.
I could hear him saying it. Nate, Nate, Nate. Like you could literally hear him yelling at him as he was open down there.
I thought that three to go up with like a minute left in regulation, too. There were multiple possessions there with like 2 or 3 minutes left where you were passing the ball nice around the perimeter, but I think you saw multiple guys just kind of hesitate a little bit on an open three, and they would then have to give it up just because they shot faked and they weren't ready to catch and shoot, and Henderson's just a guy that's locked and loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, we got caught multiple times down the stretch and in overtime just kind of flat-footed, overpassing, getting too late in the shot clock. But, yeah, I was prepared to come in here and call it the Troy Henderson game after he hit that shot, with a minute and a half left, but then Tennessee gave up some points off some free throws after it.
A&M was physical, and they were they were really good, it seemed like to me, at guarding the inbound, like Bruce Pearl's teams used to do. We got really frustrated at times trying to get the ball, not only get the ball in, but then get it to half court. I mean, they were stuck on our guys like Rice. I mean, they like white on rice is the expression people use. And they were frustrating Nate at times too when he would have the ball. But he finally, it seemed like he got so frustrated that he just said, I'm going to go into the paint and I'm not going to be stopped. And like he drove it in there and got fouled. And I thought he played really well.
Buckyball was kicking our ass on the inbound passes.
Most of the game, yeah.
You got 3 5-second calls, and you had to take 3 timeouts, I think, to avoid other 5-second calls, I believe is what the announcer said. So, I thought Nate Ament played pretty well. I won't call it great, but I thought he played really well. I thought that was a big performance for him. But my brother, either we got to get you off the inbound or you got to figure it out, because he does not have the confidence to throw the ball in. And that was very frustrating to watch. But I will say, end of regulation, basically 15 seconds left, down 2. He gets the ball full court, and you're thinking, okay, they're going to set something up. They're going to drive, they're going to get it across half court, call a timeout, and set up a play. Nope. He just went the length of the court and got a defender on his hip and said, I'm going to the rim, and drew a foul. Confidence to be able to go to the line and knock down the free throws, I thought was nice, because he struggled at the free throw line at times. Now, he only went 1 of 2. He didn't knock the game-tying free throw down. Shout out to Bishop Boswell for doing his best Jemai Meshack impression there and grabbing an offensive rebound on a missed free throw and going to the free throw line, and then missing one as well. But, I thought Nate trying to drive full court, getting to the paint. A lot of people say he's soft. A lot of people say doesn't like contact. I think they're wrong, and I felt that way all year. It's not that he doesn't like contact. To me, that's been his problem. But credit where it's due, despite missing the game-tying free throw, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. That's a pretty good step forward for him, coming off of a couple of bad free throw line performances earlier in the season.
I don't think he was scared of contact. I think it just takes time to learn the speed of the game and just the differences in physicality and everything. I mean, I could see where that would be very difficult for an 18-year-old coming out of high school.
18 of 22 from the free throw line the last 3 games after he kind of hit rock bottom, going 5 of 11 for Arkansas. So I give him credit for responding and getting back into the low 80% the last 3 games. That's a big improvement and a needed improvement, because Tennessee doesn't seem like a good free throw shooting team. They need him to at least be reliable. They need him and Gillespie and Boswell. Those 3 are going to have to go to the free throw line and hit some big ones. So shout out to Boswell as well. I thought he hit a couple of clutch free throws despite missing the potential game-winning one, which is funny to say. But 8 of 12, not great by any means, but I did think he hit a couple ones in overtime.
I got some of Boswell's sweat all over my face.
43 minutes for Boswell and Ament. They played pretty well, but that pales in comparison to Jacoby Gillespie's 48 minutes. I won't come on here and bash him, but he's got to be better. Now, I will say, down the stretch, I felt like he was just turning the ball over nonstop, and people are mad about his 3-point attempt at the end of regulation. That didn't really bother me. It was open. He just missed it. But like Barnes said after the game, some of the stuff you got to overlook when you see the guys playing all but 2 minutes of a double overtime game. Some things you got to just say, we'll live with some of those mistakes. But he wasn't good shooting the ball last night. Tennessee needs him to be better. Simple as far as I'm concerned. Great for Ament to pick up some slack, but Gillespie has to be a reliable scorer himself.
I feel like Jacoby gets a lot more efficient when hopefully you start to run this offense a little bit more through Nate as he gets more comfortable. And, it's not just, hey, face guard Jacoby Gillespie as soon as he crosses half court and shut him down and you feel good about that. I think you run through Nate and you can kind of start to run some of those screen actions that you've seen us do so well with Dalton and Chaz the last couple of years.
Well, running the offense through Nate would open up a lot, because Gillespie, he's great. He's not your traditional point guard. and I just say that like he's a scoring guard in a point guard's body. He can handle the ball, and like, yeah, sure, he can find some passes, but like he wants to get out there and get buckets. You know what I mean? Like he wants to get out there and score. I would imagine the Crab Five was pretty good at running him off of other action between Rice or even Derek Queen. He's a good creator. I'd imagine he had a lot of different responsibilities with Maryland than he has had so far of Tennessee. So yeah, if you can have other guys handling the ball and creating some offense, that only makes things easier for him. But also, I go back to what I said about Barnes and trying something different, lineup flexibility, versatility. The driving lanes opened up whenever the two bigs were off the floor, and all of a sudden you saw guys being able to get to the rim and create themselves. 19 turnovers maybe ain't great, but for the most part, I didn't feel like turnovers impacted us too much for most of the game. I thought you got a little sloppy down the stretch whenever guys are just running around, falling around, and making some weird passes, but I thought you handled it okay. You had a little bit more space to work with whenever you were small. You went small, and you also still were able to handle the glass. I know A&M's not a huge team themselves, but like that was impressive, and that goes back to what I said about Boswell. Bubba, did you have any thoughts on the game? Were you in the building? What'd you think?
I was not in the building. I missed the first half.
Okay.
But from the second half, I mean, just to reiterate a lot of points you guys have already made.
Okay.
Guys out there didn't really make much of an impact in, Estrella, Dwayne Brown, Evans. So, nice to see Troy Henderson get a little more confident. Still some questionable decisions being made by Gillespie. Like, there's one point when he drove in. I thought, Carey had a mismatch going on. And then Carey ended up getting the offensive rebound and the putback. But it just looked like his first look or no attempt there.
A couple of questionable decisions, one by Gillespie, one by Henderson, where they're trying to throw alley-oops to Okpara with the game on the line. And I'm just sitting here watching with producer Donovan, and I'm like, what the hell are we doing? Again, I appreciate the confidence that Troy Henderson has, but, like, let's not throw an alley-oop with a couple minutes left in a close game. And Jacoby Gillespie, you should know better. Like, we shouldn't be throwing those passes, but Okpara, gave you something offensively. I believe you can go back and fact check me. I don't think he had any points in the first half. I think all 10 of his points came in the second half / overtime, I believe. But I thought he showed up offensively. So what? Felix,
he had 4 in the first half.
4 in the first half. Do you have any? Was it no field goals in the first half? Maybe
1 and then 2 free throws.
Okay. Well, I said correct me if I'm wrong, and you did. Thank you, Sam. But Bubba, you're right. The other bigs, we talked about D. Wayne a little bit. Only 5 minutes. Barnes saw he didn't have it and just put him on the bench. But Estrella, we got to figure out something with Estrella, man. Like, you're not good enough defensively. You're actually kind of bad defensively. If you're going to be out there, you at least have to be playing good offense. And last night he didn't. He was bad. Cody, do you have any reporting from the front lines about JP Estrella?
I didn't see Estrella do very much at all.
No, only grabbed 3 rebounds and went 0 for 5 from the field last night.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he was much of a contributor last night. I thought it seemed like they were playing Ament quite a bit at like the 4.
Yep.
That's kind of what they want to do.
Well, that's what I've been begging for. And there was some talk that like he didn't want to play the 4, which I don't know if I buy because he seemed really engaged both offensively and defensively. He had that block off the backboard in double overtime. I thought Ament played some great defense last night.
The smaller lineup, I mean, they seem to be more successful with that last night based on, I guess it just gives you more options that can score. I don't know how effective that is. I mean, when it comes to March, when it comes to tournament play, and I just don't think your guard play is going to be good enough to go heavy on that. And
I don't think they should go heavy on it. I don't think it should be what they play all 40 minutes, but I do think that's good to play the last 6 minutes of a game whenever you need to kind of scramble and do some things. But I thought it was effective, and you're right, maybe that it doesn't carry you in March unless some of these guys take some leaps. Now, maybe Ament and Gillespie take some leaps, and that works, but But also, like, I don't think our bigs are good enough to also make sure that two are on the court all the time. That was also part of the equation. And you look at Estrella and Brown last night, there was no reason those guys should have been, like, always on the court. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm okay with going in, a 6 or 7 minute stretch with the small ball, and then you can go back big.
I feel like when you look at players that are trending up right now, it's two guards in Troy Henderson and Amari Evans, and then I feel like Dwayne Brown and JP Estrella are kind of trending down, and so I feel like you just got to kind of ride with that momentum right now.
I agree, and then, of course, you take Cade Phillips off the court, with the injury. You can maybe call him and Ethan Berg a wash, two guys at the beginning of the season that were in the rotation that are gone now for one reason or the other, one for injury, the other because he's not good at basketball.
I mean, the team is who it is. Like, you've got who you've got. I just feel that we're so inferior when it comes to guard play from what we were last year. Like, last year you felt pretty good when you could go Zakai, Meshack, Gainey, and Lanier. When those guys would be out there at the same time, you felt like you had some real threats to score. I just, Henderson, I mean, he's a young player. He's got that dog in him. He had a couple of bright spots last night, but I don't think that that's going to get us far in March.
I won't agree with that. And mostly your take of you are what you are. And I understand what you mean. Like, hey,
they'll get better. But
yeah, I understand what you mean. Like, we're not getting any extra players. But, like, I do think, like Sam said, the arrows are pointing up. And I do think some new creative lineup flexibility raises the ceiling on this team. And yeah, the offense can get better. And, Nate Ament can get better. And some of these younger guys can get better. So I do think, like, this team is positioned to get better into March. Keep in mind,
I think they'll get better. I'm just saying, like, when Boswell and Henderson are going to be those guys you're relying on besides Ament and Gillespie to score. I don't know how deep you are with that,
And that's fine. I want to see more from them, but just keep in mind last year, middle of January, Igor was kind of our go-to guy. It felt like go back to the Kentucky game against Igor around this time last year.
I get offensive rebound. Igor, that is what it stands for.
And he was kind of your go-to guy in that game, and he was kind of the focal point. And then by the time March rolled around, he was barely in the rotation, and your best lineup was with Meshack at the four. So, like, there's still time that this team's identity can completely flip.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, I trust Barnes to figure that out, but I just wonder how sustainable it is with the personnel that you've got, and I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I don't know what your best lineup is, but
as David writes in, if you would have told me that Estrella, Brown, Abrams, and Evans would have combined for 5 points, he would have thought it was a big loss for Tennessee. I mean, if you had told me, I don't really personally, count on Brown, Abrams, or Evans to give you many buckets, but, like, if you had told me Estrella was thrown in there and he was, 0 from the field and didn't score anything off the bench, to me that was more alarming. No offense to David. Shout out to him. He was here hanging out with us last night. Shout out to him for being a loyal supporter, a freak. But, like, I don't account for anything for Brown, Abrams, and Evans. Like, I know Evans had the big game where he scored some points, but for the most part, if you tell me Evans is going to score 4 points in 12 minutes and just play with energy and grab rebounds, I'd probably lock that in. I don't think we need him to be a big-time scorer. But Estrella, we do need buckets from him. With Brown, I don't count him to score more than 2 points. With Abrams, sometimes I don't even know if he'll get in the game. You know what I mean? So that quartet, not vital to Tennessee's success offensively, but yeah, Estrella, the one of that four, he's got to be better. He's got to give you some buckets.
Dwayne Brown looks like a freight train. He looks like a guy who, when he puts his shoulder into you, that you should just fall because you're not going to stop his momentum. I'd like to see him really, really drive it in. I mean, he looks so tough. I mean, maybe he just looks more imposing than he actually is, but he did drive it in a couple times when he was in the game.
There were a lot of positives there were still some negatives. We'll take a break. We'll dive into them. We'll continue the conversation. I always say it, though. I'm fine with learning my lessons and wins. It's a hell of a lot better than trying to learn lessons after a loss. So it wasn't a perfect game by any means, and I don't even know if I would still consider it a good game and a good performance from Tennessee, but it's one you survived, and hopefully it gives you some confidence, and hopefully you can kind of look at last night as a turning point. We'll continue the conversation on the other side. It's Talk Sports live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Stick with us.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Men all around Knoxville are celebrating the difference Men's Pro has made in their life. I'm Evan Bass, founder of the clinic. If you're struggling with ED, we want you to be able to celebrate as well. As men, we hate going to the doctor, but Men's Pro was designed to take care of men like you better. These things can get worse if untreated, but you're not alone. The medical support team at Men's Pro has your back. Today's the day to feel alive again. ED, performance issues, enhancement. We've effectively helped men jumpstart their performance comprehensively and with proven medication dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and under guidance from our medical provider, you could leave with a plan that changes your life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 865-544-8220 or go to menspronknoxville.com.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Back in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios, drink you some light, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. All right, Bubba, prepare your answer for the negatives you saw last night. You said I took all your good points before, so I'll let you go before me and Cody. But Sam, anything stand out to you in terms of glass half empty stuff? Tennessee, again, I give that an A+ for grit, an A+ for want to, an A+ for finding a way to get it done. But like overall, it was still like a B- game at best in terms of how you performed.
Just happy to get out of it with a win. I think the turnovers are still a problem. We fumble the ball around a lot, you know. Turnovers and even plays that maybe aren't turnovers but just sloppiness, like the rhythm sometimes is not where you'd like it to be. And I think a lot of that is just, you know, Zakai Ziegler was kind of he was a gem. You know, you kind of took him for granted. You see where he's missing in some ways. Gillespie's a great point guard, but just that consistency. I think a lot of it's just having the same personnel together for years.
Sammy boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt to this team that has like so much new blood on it, but turnovers obviously a big one, and then to me, free throw shooting is just maddening. That's something that's gonna, if it continues to to pop up, I think you're gonna go lose a couple games in the SEC because of that. Whether it be, you kind of got away with it at home, but I think that's something that you go on the road and you're in kind of a dogfight like you were last night on the road. Free throw shooting, something that's going to lose you a couple games. So that's just like mental toughness to me and being locked into the moment. And I think some of that comes with the game reps, obviously. So I'm trying to give them a little bit of time to ease into it, but it's very frustrating to kind of see yourself potentially lose a game, and you kind of got gifted one with them missing some free throws as well.
The lack of shooting on the outside, not great. Not great. The 3-point number, 6 of 24, that is not a recipe for success, moving forward. Now, I give Tennessee credit. They grabbed 24 offensive rebounds. That's a huge number. So they were able to beat A&M up down low, despite none of the big men, dominating point-wise. It's not like Jalen Carey went out and scored 25 points. It's not like any of that happened. But Tennessee still controlled the paint, I thought, and I thought Nate was a big part of that in terms of grabbing rebounds, but also just being able to get into the mid post whenever he wanted to and get. Bucky said it after the game. They were kind of able to get any shot they wanted. They, as in Tennessee, and he said mostly like Nate Ament was just able to get in the post and just shoot over our guys. We didn't have anybody big enough to guard him.
They really did not seem like a very big team. They had the big white kid out there with the green shoes. I kept noticing how big his shoes were. Had to have been size 18 shoes. I mean, then they really stood out with the neon green. But it did seem like we could have gotten a little more in the paint than we did. It felt like we left a little meat on the bone there.
Bubba, I know you're in your zone whenever you get to complain. I know that you're a hater at heart, Bubba. So, do you have a list of grievances that you want to air from last night's performance?
This game is a very forgettable game for me.
Okay.
But the one thing that I keep seeing us, and it's probably fairly common throughout all of basketball, but we're not good against pressure. Like inbounds, we see it. We easily get overwhelmed. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to cost us some pretty crucial possessions down the road.
I do think that's part of the reason you finally had to wave the white flag and try to put some more guards on the court, because you need extra ball handlers. Like Gillespie as your only point guard is not a recipe for success because, like I said earlier, I don't think he's a traditional point guard. I don't think that's who he is. So, like, if he's the only guy out there that can really handle the ball, that's not a recipe for success. So, I do think you have to get a couple other guys out there that can handle the rock to try to take some pressure off of him.
It seems to me like the league schedule is just going to be such a slog. I mean, just watching last night, like the physicality, the speed of the game, having to just fight and claw for everything you got. That's what it felt like to me, and that's what it's going to be like against a lot of the teams you play in the league. I don't think we're – I think we're a good team. I don't think we're good enough to win the league. But you got to think at 2-2, a lot of other teams who you would have thought would be right in the mix are feeling the same way right now.
I don't think we are good enough to win the league either. Like that's not really on my radar right now. I am just still wanting to be a top 4 seed in the SEC tournament and like be a top 5 seed in the NCAA tournament. That's kind of where my goals are at the moment. But you talk about the SEC, and for Tennessee, particularly this year, you just got to win your home games.
Mm-hmm.
If you just take care of business at home, that gets you to 9 conference wins. You steal a couple road wins. If you win your home games, you just got to win 2 road games to be 11, an 11-win SEC team, which would probably be good enough to get you those goals that we're talking about.
Yeah, 12-6 was my happy number, but watching this team play, I mean, 11-7 might be a more realistic kind of a ceiling, or maybe not a ceiling, but
yeah. And I'm not giving up on 12-6 by any means, but I'm just saying, like at the very bare minimum, just like win your home games and you'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why last night was so important to me. If last night was a road game and you lost to A&M, you can live with that. But being 9.5-point favorites, and I don't know how much that matters. I think they're kind of undervaluing A&M a little bit, but like also think A&M was a bad matchup for us with our lack of ball handling and their pressure. But to be 9.5-point favorites at home, you got to win that game against a team that's probably going to finish 6th or 7th in the SEC. You got to win that one. And it also it was big for not deflating the boys before Kentucky comes into town, because I do think being 11-6 and 1-3 in the SEC feels a lot different with Kentucky coming to town than 12-5, 2-2 coming off of a win.
You needed to just see one go your way too, because all of your losses have been like, hey, we've got a lead, but we kind of just squandered it and we've just played bad down the stretch. Like, to be able to gut one out and grind it out and just see one go your way, I think is a lot of confidence building for everyone.
And what's the key word of the day? What's the key word coming out of this game, Sam? Confidence. You're right. Like, this team needs some positive reinforcement in winning close games. You look back to the Kansas game, you gagged that one away. The Syracuse game, even the Arkansas game was close. You won the Houston one at the beginning of the year, so maybe you thought you were just going to mow through and be good at these moments, but then you weren't. In the Houston games a long time ago.
They don't have like the years of SEC experience under their belt like our teams did in the last couple of years, where they just Zakai Ziegler and Jemai Mashak knew how to win games like that. Just with all the new faces on this team, they haven't been in that dogfight before.
Yeah, I mean, Zakai and Jemai ended up with how many wins at Tennessee? Like 111 or whatever it was, something crazy. Like
ridiculous number.
They won a lot of games. Yeah, like you said, they learned. They paid their dues. Experience.
I liked the little video that Tennessee posted at the end showing Barnes just like talking to the team after, and he said just refuse to lose.
And he also said we grew up, and I think that that goes hand in hand with confidence. Like, you do need your guys to figure some stuff out, and like I don't even think it's just the young guys. I think Jacoby Gillespie being the go-to guy, the main guy on a team, while also combining that, Cody, with him being the hometown kid, like playing for his dream school. I think that's a lot of pressure on him. He needs positive reps too, in terms of gutting some wins out and having some things go his way.
I was proud of the boys last night. It was a great game to be able to attend. I'm glad that's the one I got to go to, because it felt like I was watching Amet grow up as I was watching the game. I want to see him continue to build on that, take that into Kentucky and keep growing, because basketball is a sport where you play so many games, there's a lot of opportunities for ups and downs. You're going to lose some more games, but I want those losses to be, quality losses that you learn from, and I just want to see them keep getting better.
Over in the YouTube chat, shout out to everybody watching over there, Fan Run TV. Eric says, Amen has been quietly productive so far this season. Last night he showed up when it mattered, and it felt like his presence was a huge difference. Like, you did see him grow up a bit. And like I said, you can look at 23 points. You can look at that, and that could be the main thing. But I thought he was really good defensively too. The block at the end of the game was big.
Yeah, that was nice.
That got me up off my couch.
They call a damn foul on that, or what was?
No, they didn't call anything on that. We got the ball back on that one. Oh, there was another block. Yes, there was another one.
Overtime.
There was another one.
It was late in the game.
There was another one though that he blocked that they called body on. He went up. He kind of got him with the body.
Yeah.
He didn't get it. He didn't foul him up top. He did get him a little bit with the body, but like
the hand never touched the other guy's hand.
Not at all. No.
Okay.
No. It was a clean block, but he did.
Well, the crowd was very upset.
That's not one that I want to see called at the end of. I think that was at the end of regulation or maybe the end of overtime. But like he jumped up, and you're technically supposed to go straight up, and he did jump forward a little bit and got him with the body. So like. maybe by letter of the law that's a foul, but like I don't think in spirit of the game was that a foul. That was a clean block, and that was him doing some rim protection, which he's going to have to do if Tennessee goes small. But there was another one, Cody, in I believe second overtime where an A&M guy got an offensive rebound and he blocked him from behind off the backboard, and we ended up getting the ball and getting the possession. That was a big one too. You might have been in the line getting some nachos at that point.
I must have missed that one somehow. I don't remember that.
So he had two big blocks. Only one of them counted, down the stretch. But I thought he was great defensively.
I got to say, from where I was seated, from that angle, that vantage point, it seemed really loud in there. So I don't know. They always say Thompson Bowling doesn't come across as loud on TV, and I've noticed that. It never sounds loud to me. But you always hear kind of a discrepancy when people are talking about the crowd, and it wasn't full by any means last night. Like, there were a ton of open seats in the 300 level, but from that angle, it was super loud in there. So I wonder if it's just where you're seated. Like, maybe the higher up you are, you don't hear the noise as much. Or
I would imagine you're really talking about just big moments where it got loud.
Yeah. Well, because, like,
I think anytime when the team's playing well, it gets loud and stretches.
But the way you hear it, like down there.
I was going to say maybe just sustained loudness is what people usually complain about. Not being loud when we're down 10 points in the first half when you have nothing to cheer for. That's when people get frustrated because they're like, hey, we need to spurn to get the team playing well. We got to cheer and be loud. But it's like nothing to cheer for. Not going to be loud. But
well, yeah, it takes cutting the score close,
right?
And getting it. Man, you had to just keep fighting last night too for that. Anytime you got a 2-point lead, you couldn't get any more than that. A&M, they would always answer. That was it. Dominguez, he kept hitting those threes, or he hit a couple of them.
Yeah, he hit 4 of them, and it did feel like 2 of them were just gut punches, like down the end of the game.
But then he missed a couple big ones.
It also felt like until you finally broke through it, felt like you'd get to 2, 3, and then they'd push it back to 5 or 6. You couldn't quite get over that hump and tie the game or take a lead until you finally did, and then they would come back and answer. It felt like we were going to take that lead and make the comeback, and then they were going to still steal it at the end of the game. But
yeah,
gutsy win, man. And like I said, it sets up a fun game against Kentucky where you're coming in with a little bit of confidence. Yeah, you went to double overtime. The legs are a little tired, but they played a night. So it's not like they're going to have a rest advantage over you or anything. You got plenty of time to rest up. You shouldn't be tired by the time Saturday rolls around.
No, you gotta hope you come out with some good energy.
And it's a game that, like, if you beat Kentucky, the season might be off and running. You know what I mean? Like if you beat Kentucky, I think the vibe from the fan base, the vibe inside the locker room, the vibe nationally, I think all that kind of changes. You'll be 2-0 for the week, of course. You'll stay ranked in the top 25. You'll start moving back up, but like you'll all of a sudden be on a little bit of a win streak and a little bit of a confidence streak, and you can, always celebrate beating Kentucky.
Get some rest in the midweek. You don't play in the midweek that next one, and then you get Alabama.
Good point by you. You get a full bye week to get ready for Alabama, and Alabama's a good team, but like we've had some good history with them.
Yeah, and if Texas can go in there and win, why can't we?
So, like, last night, surviving that game, I can't talk about how big it was. And then, yeah, like if you could pay that off with a win Saturday against Kentucky.
Alabama has been terrible at defending star guards, too. So, like, Jacoby Gillespie should be in line to have a really good game in that one. You continue to see, some positive progressions from Ament. I agree. I think if you go beat Kentucky, I think you could kind of start to see this ball getting rolling downhill a little bit.
Feels a hell of a lot better than trying to do it after a loss. Because that would have been a real gut check moment. Things might have gotten really ugly there. Like Barnes probably would have been pretty fed up in the press conference. The fans would have been pretty fed up. The team would have been lacking that key word of confidence. So that was a nice win. We'll talk a little bit more about it at the top of the hour. I gotta delay your headlines a bit. Stats by Will, our friend Will Warren, wanted to come on and talk about the boys from last night and moving forward. So we're gonna put him on at 9 a.m. Cody. So prepare your headlines maybe for 9:15 or so.
All right then.
Sorry about it, but We'll continue the conversation. Stats by Will. Will Warren will join us next. Stick with us on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Hey Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio. You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
All right, so you're Bev, okay?
You're listening to Talk Sports. Are you driving?
Yeah, I'm driving right now.
No, you're at the Waffle House.
Oh, no, I'm at the Waffle House right now.
Crying emoji face. Airing every day from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
What's so funny, Beverly?
What is this? Have great waffles.
You know who else has great waffles, Beverly?
Okay. Airing every day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
You know, Beverly, I remember 2 Sundays ago after the LSU game. When we woke up and you made me waffles.
No.
Your scrambled eggs are the best. Those biscuits you make, fluffy.
And this feels creepy. On 1340 WKGN.
1232, John Curry to Bev. You up? Eyeball emoji, purple pickle.
There we go, the old eggplant.
Hour number 2 kicking off in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's talk some more Vol hoops with our boy Will Warren, a.k.a. Stats by Will, basketunderreview.com. Will Warren, top of the morning to you, brother. How are you?
Doing well. Late night, long night. Damian Fishback was convinced the crowd didn't want to leave. They sure looked like they were very ready to go home to me, but hey, a win's a win.
It was very funny because he was talking about how no one wanted to leave. Meanwhile, I had a friend who left at like the 10-minute mark of the second half and was home by the time regulations.
I don't get going to a game. There were people that left at the before the end of regulation, like not just not staying for overtime. Like people started flooding the exits at like when we were. What was the score before we went up? It was like around the time we were tying it at 71. Mm-hmm. It's like I guess we missed a couple free throws or something. Like people just started. I don't know what the hell was going on with that.
My favorite thing was another friend at the game said that he saw people start leaving with 10 seconds left in overtime. When it was very clear it might go to second overtime, it's like, I've waited 45 minutes. To hell with it. Enough's enough. I'm getting out of here now. That one to me was pretty funny.
I mean,
but
it's like leaving the concert before Billy Joel does Piano Man, you know?
The announcers were pretty terrible. Were pretty terrible last night. Will Warren, give me your biggest takeaways from the game.
Rebounding matters, baby. I don't think Tennessee wins that game without the effort on the boards. Really strong performance from one Bishop Boswell. 11 boards from your 2 guard is a hell of a night. That's something you can always tip the cap to. Really pleased. I know he had his we'll call them moments offensively. You can take that to mean good or bad moments. But he came through on the boards when Tennessee needed him most. Felix Okpara, 12 rebounds, carry 9. That saved you the game, I think, because obviously Tennessee did not shoot well at all. Didn't really shoot much of anything well outside of, converting layups, and honestly a pretty decent night at the free throw line for them compared to what we've come to expect. So 24 offensive rebounds saves you that game. I do think it's important to win those midweek slot games like that. We've seen Tennessee lose that exact type of game before. We've seen Tennessee lose at home to worse Texas A&M teams before. So good to get that one across the finish line, even if it was violently not pretty.
Yeah, Bishop Boswell with his best Josh Hart impression last night. And maybe his best offensive attribute outside of the rebounding was just falling down and drawing fouls. I thought he did a pretty good job of that. And 8 of 12 will take him. He had some decently clutch ones. Missed the potential game-winning one. But I thought Boswell was great. Rick Barnes gave him a shout-out. But for me, the game is just another big step in the right direction for your 5-star freshman, Nate Ament. I thought he looked like a 5-star last night.
Yeah, second half and overtime in particular, it seems like he finally – we've been waiting for essentially 2 straight months now for him to show some sort of aggression or desire to be physical. And I felt like last night it kind of came through. His best attribute for a little bit now has been simply drawing fouls. He's been very good at, grifting, we'll say, some fouls off those mid-range jumpers. But just getting downhill for him seems to be really good. I didn't hate any of his 3-point attempts either. They're all open. You want the shooter to shoot those. I don't mind those at all. It was his most well-rounded game, I thought. I was quite pleased with him.
Do you still consider him a shooter?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, 9 of 11 free throw line. I know that he's had his, not great moments from deep, but this is a guy who shot, nearly 40% from 3 in high school. I still think it's there. You wouldn't tell a shooter to stop shooting. You've got to shoot through it. The free throw numbers are fine. The actual mid-range jumper numbers are fine. I think it's worth, continuing to give him the green light, especially when open.
How many minutes are you comfortable giving to Troy Henderson going forward when it feels like this team is kind of in search of another perimeter shooter as well as a ball handler?
15 to 20, I think is fine. He was exceptional last night. I think his emergence is really key for a Tennessee team. And John, I know you've harped on this a lot lately. That has perhaps become too reliant on its front court, maybe too much big involvement. It's nice that Tennessee has the deep front court they do with the options, but I don't think any of us would say that any of them are particularly great. I'm a big Estrella fan, but it's kind of clear to me that
you've been beating the Estrella drum, and I thought last night he kind of got beat like a drum. I didn't think he played well at all.
He did, but I'm still holding the stock there just because he does get offensive rebounds, he gets downhill, and he is the literal only front court member on the team that can convincingly shoot a jumper. When Okpara takes it, it feels and looks ugly. It's just not like something you're excited about.
What do you attribute that to of JP Estrella? Is it just some nagging injuries have derailed him a little bit? Is it a lack of confidence, the key word of the day? Is it just maybe a weird fit? Maybe he's better off playing without another big man out there so he can kind of have more room to work? What do you attribute his struggles to so far?
A little bit of neck injury for sure. I think that his November injury has held him back because he's not been able to go like full conditioning since. It's been an issue. The other thing is he doesn't fit for me save for with one specific big, and that's Jalen Carey. Because I think that Okpara kind of comes out to the perimeter, does his thing, sets his screens. Estrella kind of does the same deal. Okpara will occasionally shoot a three. Estrella sort of the same thing. I really like the fit with Carey because they're two very different players, and it gives you two very different things to look for as a defense. Carey, you can't let get loose down low because he's so big, and Estrella, you can't leave totally alone on the perimeter because he can and will shoot it. I know it's just 7 attempts, but 3 for 7 on the year from 3 and 9 of 21 from the mid-range. Those are pretty good numbers for the guy. So I want to see Tennessee pair those two together. And while he did have a good rebounding night last night and is still Tennessee's best rim protector, I would not mind seeing fewer Okpara minutes. I've been really disappointed with his play this year in general. It just doesn't seem like it's coming together for him in his senior year the way I had hoped.
Talking with our friend Will Warren, Stats by Will, Basket Under Review, a great college basketball publication, website, podcast feeds, anything you need. The newsletter hits my email. I get to read up on college basketball. Will, you're an efficiency guy. You're a stats man. I've got a man sitting next to me that is rewriting the rule book. Kind of like how in baseball, all of a sudden, Shohei Ohtani's not batting third or fourth anymore. He's batting leadoff to get more at-bats. Kind of like how, we're shooting more threes instead of twos. People rewrite the game. I'm going to run down Cody McClure's his diet last night at the game because most people are still, held to a standard of I'm going to eat this first, this next, this after that, and progress. Cody has rewritten the rule book where he went walk us through it, Cody. We went Chinese food.
Well, I started with a seaweed salad.
Okay, so you still went salad as appetizer, okay?
Wait, hold. Where is this at?
He was courtside at the game last night.
Club.
Okay, gotcha.
The video,
okay.
William, but
and not the Riverside Club where the poors go, the courtside club. I was there with the team and with any very important football recruits that may have been there.
Hold your lantern up or your lanyard up for him.
Lantern.
His lantern.
Yeah.
Hold your lanyard up.
Okay.
Courtside,
Let's
baby.
just put it this way. It was me and all the other big donors. If Peyton Manning had been at this basketball game, this is where he would have been.
So they start off the seaweed salad. So that's still typical. That's
normal, I think.
Yeah, that's normal.
I had a perfectly reasonable meal of, after that, pork fried rice with like 3 egg rolls, but they were small egg rolls. They weren't big egg rolls. They were small egg rolls.
It's not the quantity I'm really worried about. It's the Chinese food into ice cream, then back into a hot dog, then back into ice cream, then back to barbecue.
The hot dog and barbecue were a halftime snack. So the pregame meal was the Chinese food because that's what they had there for us. And then I had a cookie with a chocolate drizzle. They give you this chocolate sauce you can put on the cookies. Really nice touch. And then I had an ice cream sandwich for dessert. And then I had one more ice cream sandwich as we were going through the tunnel.
Sure, one for the road.
And then at halftime, I had a hot dog and a small plate. Well, hang on. Also, after the Chinese food, I keep forgetting. I had crab stuffed mushrooms.
You can't go crab stuffed mushrooms after ice cream. That's my point, Will. He can't go from ice cream back to that.
They came out after, though.
Once you go to ice cream, it's over. The meal is done.
But I didn't know they were coming.
He's rewriting the rules, William. This efficiency, he's recreating something here.
And I see the concern here. So I would not have gone. I'm not like a huge mushrooms guy, so I don't know that I would have gone that. I took the cap.
Crab stuffed.
Now, crab stuff. Yeah, I can see that point. I don't mind the flow of all this because this is all free, right? I'm assuming.
Yes,
that's right.
Okay. Yeah, then that's what, like, you just want to cram it all in because it's free. That's totally
isn't it weird they give the free stuff to the rich people and Cody? Like the rich people in Cody.
No, we're implying
they
Cody's
can
not
afford
rich.
to buy the food. The poor people up in the top 300s, they're having to pay $20 for popcorn and Coke.
Those people, the peasants in the rest of the arena, fund our meal.
Now, when he sits up in the 300 level and yells at Danny White, Cody has a completely different tune.
I've been on both sides of this.
But now that he's gotten to rub shoulders with the aristocrats, now it's okay that the rich people get the free stuff.
Yeah, there's no trickle down in this.
Do you think Rick Barnes saw that the small ball lineup helped and that will be a staple going forward?
It's going to be matchup dependent. So, for example, like I don't know that you can run that lineup out against, I don't know, like a Florida. Because you can, you kind of needed to go beef for beef there. I know you got out beefed, so to say, but like that's one where I don't know if you could do it because it would be pretty similar results to last year when you got rocked on the boards. Those games kind of just got outplayed in the front court. But I look at our schedule coming up, like Kentucky. I think you can definitely run with a small ball lineup there. Alabama's a very bad rebounding team for their talent this year. I definitely think you can go small ball there, and which allows you to be a lot more flexible in defending teams like that too. The thing that I've noticed this year, and these are guys I do like, is that like, an Estrella or a Carey, or especially a Dwayne Brown, when two of them are out there together, generally speaking, in our current era of college hoops, one of them is going to be guarding what we'd say is like a large wing. It's like a guy who can drive downhill, is quicker than them, but can also shoot from three. It just puts you at like a speed disadvantage at the four. And so I think having like the smaller lineups, and I know Ament is not the speediest guy in the world, but he has gigantic legs. He can move very well. I thought he was excellent defensively last night, for the record.
Yep. I've been saying that as well. I thought he was awesome defensively.
He kind of turned the game around on that end, I would argue. And if you can have him convincingly hold up as a four going forward, that opens up Tennessee's, outlook for me on both ends of the court pretty well. Just because, like we've said, it's unlike Florida to me, where last year Florida did have two legit studs in the front court, Houck and Condon, and Chinyelu to some extent, I would say, and it was fine to play two of those three together. Tennessee doesn't really have two studs. Like, you have guys that are fine and work, but you don't have these guys where you're like, okay, when I'm building up my starting five, these two have to be in it. You can pick one out of those and have them as your five, and then say, let's run Amen out of the four. He's 6'10". It's fine. He's probably going to play the four in the NBA anyway. And now with Troy Henderson's emergence, even some of the Evans minutes I really like. I'm not really convinced Evans knows the rules of basketball yet, but he's good. Like, he tries hard.
He's a ball of energy, and sometimes that's good enough. Just go out there and make things happen.
Yeah, but like if you have, like, let's just say, for example, Gillespie, Abram, Boswell all out there together, that's fine. Gillespie, Abram, Henderson out there, that works for me. I liked the Gillespie and Henderson minutes together just because it gives Gillespie a chance to be an off-ball screen guy, which I mean, if you can just run off-ball screens for him and get him those open threes, that's as effective as anything else Tennessee runs. So I would like to see Tennessee move more towards that. I think it's kind of like a blessing in disguise in the way the Cade Phillips injury. It's a bummer for him because he's a fun player, but for Tennessee's purpose, it could open like a shrinking of the rotation and just making the fit make more sense is what I'm getting at.
Assuming that Nate can kind of continue to hold up at that four spot, what do you think Tennessee's best starting five is with him at that four spot?
With him at the four, obviously Gillespie. I still think
treat it more like a closing five, because I think Barnes is going to stay physical at the beginning, but like your five, your death lineup. What's your best five out there whenever you need to actually go on a run?
I think you have to have Carey out there at the five at this point over Estrella. As much as I like Estrella, you can definitely see like the physicality of the game, especially on defense, is not really great for him. Offensively, I do like him a lot, though. I'd say Carey or Estrella at the five. Then you go Gillespie, Boswell, probably Abram or Evans, either one, and then Ament at the four.
Okay. I just changed. Let's do a little check-in here. We're getting into SEC play. The first four games are down. You're basically 20% of the way done now. How do you feel about Tennessee moving forward? Are we still kind of trying to hold steady as a top 5 national seed, top 4 SEC team? Have you adjusted a little bit and think maybe the 6 or 7 seed is open? How are we feeling about the Vols?
I feel a little down compared to when we last talked, I guess, which was mid-December. But I would argue like this likely seed right now is probably a 5, which is fine. If you can get to a 5 seed with this team, yeah, nationally.
Right? Okay.
Now, SEC-wise, I think that we're starting to have a clearing of the race with Vandy and Florida. They're going to be the top 2. I don't really see many scenarios where that doesn't, close that way. But everything beyond that seems pretty open to me. Like Alabama did win on the road last night, and that's good, but I was really unimpressed by their first half with Mississippi State, a very bad Mississippi State team for the record. I won't be shocked if Tennessee could just kind of emerge from the muck to get the 3 in the SEC, even the 4. I think those are both wide open. It's not as strong of a conference as last year. I do think you got a clear top 2. You probably got a clear bottom 2 at this point with Ole Miss and Oklahoma. And then the rest is up for grabs.
So Vandy, very legit as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, I'm like, if you go to Torvik right now, they're 3rd in the nation. I do that. I would wager Vandy more like, low end top 10. I still think they're very good, but they're not going to shoot as well as they have forever. Opponents aren't going to shoot as poorly as they have forever. I'm really intrigued actually by their road game tonight at Texas, because this is the exact type of college basketball game that trips up these type of teams every year. Like we see like the quote unquote scheduled loss where you're running a little hot, opponent's running a little cold. It's a road game. It's midweek. The opponent doesn't look great on paper, but they've got a lot of athletes. This is the exact type of game we see we saw it last night with Iowa State getting rocked at Kansas. It happens every season. I won't be shocked if they lose one. I'd be a little surprised if they exit this week undefeated.
Maybe Texas caught their attention by beating Alabama. Maybe that's got them to kind of focus and do that. Will, tell us what you're working on. BasketUnderReview.com. What's your schedule looking like?
We've got our weekly podcast out today. I have my watch list up going on the weekends. And then I've got a piece on comebacks coming, I think, tomorrow. We have tied the record for 20-plus point comebacks by mid-January already. There are 16 so far this year. We tied a record, actually, for a number of 15-plus point comebacks on Saturday with 10 in a single day. So the rubber band effect that we've really come to know in the NBA is trickling down to college hoops. So trying to explore that.
3-point shooting and pace leads to some droughts and some comebacks. Will Warren, Stats by Will. Give him a follow. BasketUnderReview.com. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for having me on, buddy.
Let's catch some headlines. We'll talk some news coming up next. Stick with us.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation, Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Men all around Knoxville are celebrating the difference Men's Pro has made in their life. I'm Evan Bass, founder of the clinic. If you're struggling with ED, we want you to be able to celebrate as well. As men, we hate going to the doctor, but Men's Pro was designed to take care of men like you better. These things can get worse if untreated, but you're not alone. The medical support team at Men's Pro has your back. Today's the day to feel alive again. ED, performance issues, enhancement. We've effectively helped men jumpstart their performance comprehensively and with proven medication dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and under guidance from our medical provider, you could leave with a plan that changes your life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 865-544-8220 or go to menspronknoxville.com.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Some news, Cody. Let's switch some gears. Basketball out. Good win for the boys.
Yes. I had one other thing on that. On the Will said that Ole Miss and Oklahoma were the clear-cut bottom two teams in the conference, and I was hoping maybe we'd get those as road games, but we got them both at home. I was thinking maybe that'd be a couple good road opportunities.
That would have been. I like where your mind's at.
But we do have South Carolina on the road, and they're not any good either, so that should be a winnable game.
It's kind of funny that we're like, Vandy, that's great. We got such a blessing from the SEC making that our big annual rival. And now they're going to be a thorn in our side in both football and basketball maybe moving forward.
And baseball.
Well, yeah, and baseball.
Well, screw Vandy.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin has stepped down as the Steelers coach, ending a 19-year run in which he never had a losing season. Tomlin also not expected to coach elsewhere in 2026, according to Adam Schefter.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that the Steelers made sure to tell us he stepped down and that they keep his rights. That way, if he does want to coach this year or next year, they get to trade him and get some compensation for him. I'd imagine Mike Tomlin's going to go straight to TV and make a lot of money doing TV and be pretty good at it. Maybe he'll get an itch next year if a big-time organization comes open, but I think it makes sense to just take some time off and recharge the batteries and go into TV.
It says the Steelers announced his decision Tuesday afternoon. So this is one of those deals where they, it was a mutual agreement, right?
I do actually feel like this one's more of a mutual thing. Like the Steelers don't fire coaches, so I don't think they wanted to fire Tomlin, and I think
he didn't want to put him in a position to.
Right, and he probably knew like, hey, it's time to do something else. There's been some talk. There's been some rumors about Tomlin's personal life in Pittsburgh, maybe not being in the best place. And him kind of needing to step away anyways. There's been some stuff.
They got lady troubles or what?
There's been talk about that. I don't know if anybody reputable is.
The whoas?
I don't even know if it's that. I know there's been a lot of talk this year about Tomlin, like how this was going to come to an end this year. That it was, headed that way. But the Steelers, they don't fire coaches. So I don't think they would have fired him. They've had 4 coaches the last like 70 years or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So like they don't do that.
No, they really don't.
It is absolutely crazy to me, though, that the AFC North, 3 of the 4 coaches are gone, and the one that got to stay is, to me, by far the worst one, in Zach Taylor in Cincinnati. Stefanski's gone, Tomlin's gone, Harbaugh's gone. Zach Taylor, you get to stay. That is absolutely crazy to me.
I wonder if the Cincinnati ownership's looking around like, well, maybe we should get a fresh start here too.
They don't want to pay any buyout. They're notoriously cheap.
Yeah, that they are. The Eagles making a change at offensive coordinator.
That was a no-brainer.
Kevin Patullo.
I do think it's funny, though, that Sirianni's like, hey, Patullo, you can stay on staff if you want.
They're giving him the axe in terms of
They said he can stay?
They said he could stay on staff. There was talk that he could stay and, like, find a role there. I guess he's Sirianni's boy, so Sirianni's like, hey, you suck at this, but, like, I'm not throwing you out on your ass. Like, you can stay and have a job. We'll find you something to do here. Which, that's a good friend for you.
Some other NFL notes. Well, NFL/college. Marcus Freeman, a college coach, will stay at Notre Dame despite interest from the NFL. He's expected to remain the head coach at Notre Dame this season, 2026, despite interest, says Adam Schefter from several NFL teams. The Steelers, of course, become the latest team with a vacancy. Maybe they would have been interested in Freeman. He had been tied to the Giants and the Ravens openings. But he will stay at Notre Dame.
They got that big defensive tackle from Pittsburgh. For a while, though, they hadn't gotten
Cam Hayward?
No, not him. For a while, they hadn't gotten.
He's an old man.
What was his last name? Nuez or something like that. The guy from Pittsburgh, the Panthers. For a while, like Notre Dame didn't have any transfer guys, and you're kind of wondering, like, what the hell's the plan here, Chief?
I like watching Cam Hayward because he's like 36 years old. You can see the gray in his beard.
Yeah.
He's just out there. There's nothing I love more than an old, grizzled veteran, especially a lineman, either defensive or offensive. My favorite thing is an offensive tackle who's been in the league for like 14 years. He's just out there, just a big man with a mustache. Thank the guy from the Browns for years, Joe Thomas.
You just want a big old boy with a mustache. I got you. I understand.
No, I just love offensive tackles. That's kind of like it's like a dream. It's like I can live vicariously through them, because I was an offensive tackle, but nowhere close to being able to do it at that level. I was both. I was versatile.
You're more of a guard, though, no?
If you were to think of me playing at a higher level, yes, but I never had the makings of a college athlete.
I thought they didn't you? I thought you said they moved you to guard. Were you not a guard your senior year?
I was a guard my entire career, and then they moved me out to tackle because, according to my coach, I got, quote, too fat to pull.
That's right. You got beat out. You kind of got benched.
No, I didn't get benched.
You got knocked down the depth chart. Okay, that's right.
Buddy, I was a 3-year starter. I didn't get benched.
Well, right. Then
but there was a moment in practice where he tried to get my attention.
Yeah,
where they put the other fat guy in for a couple plays, and then I was like, this ain't happening.
Well, right, but they took you off the important parts of your line because the guards are more important in your offense. They moved you from that to tackle.
Well, no, the important thing in my offense was that me and my buddy Wilson both bench pressed, squatted, and deadlift over 1,000 pounds collectively.
Yeah.
So we made up the strong side of the offensive line. But we had a weak side and a strong side. Is how we did it. So we didn't do left and right. I've told you this before. We alternated sides. The important thing was that me, Wilson, and my buddy Mo back home were clearing pathways.
Feels like a pretty good giveaway to any defensive coach looking.
Well,
follow the two fatties. They're probably going to run to that side.
Well, yeah. Well, it worked for 12 weeks, and then we ran into a team that's actually has coaches.
Follow the fatties. That's where the offense is going.
I mean, fatties, but also very strong. We were very strong.
And whenever this fatty does this, it's a dead giveaway for what's coming.
The FBS coaches voted unanimously Tuesday to adjust the redshirt rule to allow players to participate in up to 9 whole games while preserving a full year's eligibility.
So this is essentially the coaches coming close, not going all out, but coming close just to saying, hey, we're doing the 5 for 5. You get 5 years to play 5 years. We'll give you 5 seasons. That's fine. But and I'm okay with that if that's what they do. I am. If they actually put a hard cap on it and say, hey, no more 6-year, 7th-year, 8-year guys, no more trying to decide who deserves a red shirt, who deserves a medical red shirt, who does this, yada, yada, yada. No more. You got 5 seasons. If you're hurt for 3 of them, that's tough, brother. Think about all the players that came before you that tore their ACL that never got to play ball again. Better luck next time. Like if we go with that, I'm good with it. But the coaches basically, Cody, were like, we don't want to have the weird decision every year from our players who get to that 4th game that decide, hey, this ain't going well. I quit. I'm going to redshirt. I'm going to sit out the rest of the season, only play the first 4 games, and then leave you high and dry as you get to conference play because my minutes aren't good enough right now. My snaps aren't good enough right now. I'm going to keep my redshirt year. So they're saying, hey, let's just get it deeper into the season where that decision doesn't happen. You remember like a team like Florida who fired, Billy Napier. They were worried their whole team was going to quit. Remember, so they kept Billy Napier longer than they had to because they didn't want those guys to quit on the team. So the coaches are like, hey, this is the best way to try
culture down there.
This is the best way to try to save ourselves is to, well, in a way it was kind of good culture because they really wanted to play for their coach. In a way, like they were trying to hold the school hostage to give their coach more time. In a way that actually was decent culture.
Yeah, they did like old Billy.
Yeah.
How could you not? He's just a good old boy from East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Or somewhere in Tennessee.
Cookville, I believe.
Well, Tennessee is in the market for a quarterback, as you may know. Could I interest you in TJ Finley? Is that somebody you might be interested in?
I think TJ Finley is doing the opposite of what you want the guys in the transfer portal. Like it's cool to see Cam Ward, like, hey, Incarnate Word, Washington State, Miami, work your way up. That's pretty cool. Joey Aguilar, Diablo College, App State, I guess UCLA. This TJ Finley, he's going in the opposite direction.
Actually, he's going the same direction as Cam Ward because he is just committed to Incarnate Word. By way of Georgia State, by way of Western Kentucky, by way of Tulane, by way of Texas State, by way of Auburn, by way of LSU.
See, it's the Auburn-LSU start to end up at Incarnate Word.
LSU all the way to Incarnate Word.
Yeah, that's the opposite.
Well, you can just see the decline. You
Right.
literally see it. LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Tulane, Western Kentucky, Georgia State, Incarnate Word.
Right.
Right. Just quite a fall from grace. But good luck to TJ. He'll be trying out a 7th school.
This will be the one where it works out. See, this is what I'm talking about. 5 years to play 5 seasons. Enough of that.
Yeah. I think everybody would agree with that sentiment.
Any of the elite players probably aren't going to stick around and play all 5 years. So it's not like you have to worry about like the studs sticking around and dominating. Like I'd imagine that doesn't happen. So like it would almost be pretty much the same rules we have where if you're good enough to play as a freshman, you're probably not sticking around all 5 years. You know what I mean? Like if you're good enough to actually be a contributor as a freshman, it's not like you're going to have a guy start all those games. I wouldn't imagine. I'm good with it.
Ty Simpson spoke to.
Boy, this was a tough read. Did you read this?
I didn't read the whole thing. I just saw.
Let's save it.
Okay.
Yeah, Ty Simpson. We'll have a Ty Simpson story coming up after headlines.
Okay. Nikki Glazer says that people aren't going to the theaters to see things anymore. If you don't believe me, there was a movie this year where Sydney Sweeney played a lesbian who just bounced around in tiny shorts for 2 hours, and it made $14.
Okay, well, she was not a cute lesbian in the movie. I don't know if you saw pictures of her in the boxing.
How could she not be a cute lesbian?
She was playing like a boxer.
So you're saying that boxing lesbians can't be cute?
I'm not saying that matter of factly, but I don't think the idea of the movie was for her to be cute. She's wearing like big oversized shorts. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think she was going for like sexy here in this movie on the right. I don't think she was going for cute. Like it. I don't know.
Butch.
Jones? But, I think the overall idea that people aren't going to the movies is wrong. I go to the movies all the time, Nikki. People were in there seeing Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried. They were there to watch Housemaid. That was packed.
You will be movie guy till the end. The Hollywood, the old heads will always love you.
Yeah, it's true. I am movie guy to the end, and if there's a movie coming out that I want to see, I prefer to see it in theaters. Every time it happens, it pisses me off. Like the new Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man or whatever the hell it was called. That would have been one I would have really enjoyed seeing in theaters. Instead, I had to watch it on my couch on Netflix, and it just didn't feel the same. I didn't like it.
Do you fear that they're going to quit making good movies if people quit going to the theaters?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. People are freaking out about this Warner Brothers, Paramount, like all that merger, like that Netflix is going to buy the movie studios and just make you stay at home and watch it on Netflix. Yeah, that's terrifying to me because I still like going to the movies.
How about this? How about some brick and mortar Netflix theaters?
That would be fine with me.
Could that be something that
if they try to do that and it's like, hey, you're paying your monthly fee and you get to go to the theaters, I don't want to sell out Regal, a local-ish company, that then sold out overseas, but like I just like going to the theaters, bro. That's it.
Where do you stand on?
I sit. I don't stand. I sit the front row right there on the rail. That's where I sit.
I'd hope you don't stand in the theater. What
is
some
it
kind
like?
Of serial
Size
killer?
of screen, the sound.
It's everything. It's everything.
Getting a snack.
It's everything. I like everything about the movies. I like
missing 4 minutes of it when you have to go pee.
That's fine too. But like I think that's part of the thrill. You run out if you can't hold it. You got to run out and find the right time to do it. I like watching the movies with people. I know I made fun of that guy I watched Primate with, but it was an experience. I wouldn't have gotten that on my couch. It would have been me sitting on my couch, probably scrolling on my phone from time to time.
You could have invited him over.
While my old lady scrolls on her phone from time to time. I think it's hard to lock in at home when you're watching a movie. When I go to the theaters, I don't really get on my phone.
You're right about that. It's so annoying, man, when you're watching a show with somebody and you want to watch it and they're just on their phone.
And I do that sometimes too. I'm not going to do holier than thou because I fall victim to it too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's, culprit.
But when I am in the theater, I am pretty much locked in. Like I might check a score from time to time, like just look at the score, but I'm not watching the game. If I'm watching a movie at home and there's a game on, I probably have it on my phone and I'm kind of half paying attention. So it's part of that. But I like watching stuff with people and feeling that excitement. I like looking at the ticket taker's favorite movie on his little name tag. Oh, Monty Python, Holy Grail. I remember those nerds from school that pretended that was their favorite movie, and that's what I thought when I walked by her. But it was cool. We had an interaction.
Well, what do you...
The seats. I like it all. Cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks.
I like the cheese sticks.
See, this is what I want to ask you about.
I like the cheese sticks at the theater.
This is what I want to ask you about.
We get cheese sticks.
Where do you draw the line?
Full menu.
Where do you draw the line?
Hold on. One at a time. What, Sam?
You order on the full menu? You're
Typically,
like, give me a burger and fries.
No, typically no. No, I definitely never get that. Typically no. Now, if I go to the Cinnabar at the mall, typically I would go buy Chick-fil-A and get a chicken sandwich before I go to the Cinnabar, and then I just eat popcorn. Typically, but there has been times I've had to get like a pizza there or some wings. Don't recommend. Don't love. But the cheese sticks, I do like the cheese sticks, and I get the cheese sticks when I go to Turkey Creek too. Just 7, 8, or 9. Typically 8. Last week I got 9 and 7. They kind of, I guess, karma. They knew, hey, these guys definitely got an extra one last week, so we're only giving them one fewer this time. Whatever. But I like the cheese sticks. Anyways,
where do you stand as theater guy on these new age theaters with the kickback chairs and they bring you booze and
I'm not a boozer. I don't booze when I go to the movies.
I wouldn't be either.
I don't booze when I go to the movies, and I actually kind of judge people that do.
What about the chairs?
The chairs aren't for me, but it's because I'm bald. The leather chairs are nice. My head sticks to the chair. My head sticks to the recliner. It's leather. My head sticks to it. When I lean back, it sticks. I don't like it. I don't like sitting at the recliner.
Could you not bring a little towel with you?
Sometimes I don't bring a towel, but like right now, if I go, like I will put my hoodie up and just sit with my hoodie. Like I will do that. Like if the Cinnabar is the only movie we can go to at the time or whatever, I'll do that. But I also don't like the leather because like when I wear shorts, my legs stick to it.
It's funny that's why you don't like it. Because
I also don't like the sound. If you have to move and you readjust, it's loud. If you have to put the seat down and go to the bathroom, that's loud. I don't love that. I don't love the waiters and waitresses running in front of me while the movie's starting, because sometimes big things are happening at the start of the movie. So I don't love the Cinnabar. Like I've always said, my preference is Turkey Creek, rail seat, put my feet up, so I kind of get to recline. That's my strong preference.
Are they going overboard with trying to make theaters more, of age, like new age?
I've never been to one that has like the beds. I kind of would like to try that out.
They're terrible.
They're terrible? Okay.
I went to one out in L.A. when we were out there a few years ago, and I fell asleep in the movie. Like, they gave me a blanket and a pillow.
Oh.
And it was
they
impossible
have
not
beds?
to. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some in like bigger cities that have beds that you can like lay with your woman and maybe get a little action.
It wasn't necessarily like a bed, but it was like a double seat for sure.
Are they like private spaces? They probably upcharge for that, huh? You probably.
I don't really know. I've never done. I've just seen like pictures and videos of it. I can't really speak from experience.
I missed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You were watching that in Hollywood and you fell asleep?
Yeah. Fell asleep for 70% of the movie, and I was like, well, that just pissed me off, but at least it was a good nap.
That's tough.
Where is that at?
They have it. I'll show you on Google. I'll look it up during the break.
You don't know where it is out there?
I want to say we were out in like Pasadena or something like that.
Yeah.
Good batch of headlines. We'll talk some Ty Simpson. We'll talk some Tennessee quarterback situation. Coming up next, let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players in helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles, unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
This Tennessee quarterback updates brought to you by our friends at Inward Half. Sam's got the camera on. You guys on the screen over there?
Bubba's got it on us.
Bubba looking sharp. Look at that beautiful hoodie Sam's got on. Inwardhalf.com. Enjoy the walk-in. A golf lifestyle brand for golfers. Built by golfers. I don't golf. I still love the gear. Go to inwardhalf.com. They got some nice orange stuff. Great game day fits. Who's going to be wearing orange and playing quarterback? I think at this point, Sam, we lock in and we say it's going to be either George McIntyre or Faison Brandon. A guy it won't be is a guy it could have been twice. As Ty Simpson spoke with Chris Lowe, he dropped a couple of bombshells. He said one thing that I thought made sense, and it was something I said during the whole courtship of Ty Simpson this go around. I just couldn't get past the idea that not only like turning down the NFL, but taking a torch to your Alabama legacy for a year after playing there and waiting your turn, burning that bridge. He said ultimately that was something he didn't want to do. He said he didn't want to throw away his career at Bama to be looked at as a guy that just went somewhere for a year. But Cody, he also dropped the bombshell that he almost transferred to Tennessee last year. After, Tennessee went to the playoff and played Ohio State, he said there was rumors out there about Nico Iamaleava entering the transfer portal, and he was considering coming home to Tennessee. And he said, I've always been a Tennessee guy. I love Tennessee. But it just would have
Trevor Lawrence.
But it just would have taken me entering the transfer portal before Nico did. So, who knows if he even would have, basically.
So had Nico not held us hostage, maybe.
Had Nico not held us hostage, which I know, a lot of people are going to read that and hear that, and they're going to be really, really mad at Nico. And I am, still mad about that situation. But it goes back to what I said throughout the spring, and it makes me more angry about that, which is, to me, you had to pick a lane if you were Josh Heupel. I kept saying, quoting our boy Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad, no half measures. You had to pick a lane. Either you were all in with the crazy Iamaleava family and his big old fat daddy, or you were in on protecting the T. Josh Heupel and Tennessee and whoever half-assed it. They let Nico hold him hostage in December, said they were going to give him whatever he wanted. To me, at that point, you had to go all in with Nico. And when they acted crazy in the spring, you had to bite your tongue, tighten up your belt, and just deal with it. Sit in the chair in the corner of the hotel room and just say, okay, whatever, have your way with us. Here's the money. You're our quarterback. Tennessee didn't in the spring. They said, no, we're going to play hardball. Now you got to go. And we know how those dominoes fell, right? You didn't end up with Nico Iamaleava. You didn't end up with any quarterback that you necessarily deemed as desirable. You ended up with a one-year rental. Now you're in a weird position this year.
Now, when you say sit in the corner in the hotel room chair, what do you mean by that?
You can Google it. But Ty Simpson said, hey, yeah, I considered jumping in the portal and coming to Tennessee at that point, but, Nico wasn't in the portal, so I didn't know if they were going to be open. And then he said in the spring when he did jump in the portal, you couldn't transfer SEC to SEC. So I was stuck.
If you have to give VFL status to either Ty Simpson or Nico, who are you giving it to?
Ty Simpson's a hell of a lot closer because it does seem like he loves Tennessee. Now, it would make me say, if you love Tennessee, you went to Alabama, the biggest rival.
It's weird that he loves Tennessee, too, for being in the part of Tennessee that he's in. That doesn't seem like the part you would love,
Not always. Yeah, there's plenty of West Tennessee people that love the Vols, but you are more susceptible to finding.
Yeah, I'm not saying
that.
Yeah. I'm saying if you to love the state though, you'd think you'd love Mid-State and East.
We're the flagship school, bro. We're the flagship school. But I don't fault him for saying, "Hey, I'm going to go get coached by Nick Saban." Especially during the turmoil that Tennessee was in at the time. I don't necessarily fault that, but
I don't either.
Man, that was a gut punch to read.
Well, the past is the past, and you only learn from the past if you know your mistakes.
Yeah.
Now that chair in the corner, can you just sit in that chair? Does it have to be used for – because it seems to me like you're talking about it being used for some sort of nefarious purposes.
No, I'm saying the opposite of nefarious. I think you just sit in that chair and don't do anything at all.
Yeah, but you're talking about some kind of weird sex thing. Can you not just sit in that chair and enjoy
You don't want to sit in that chair, brother.
I always sit in that chair.
You don't
to
want to sit in that chair.
to watch the TV.
No. When I'm in a hotel, I try to sit on the very edge of the bed and
my head doesn't stick to the back of it.
I don't even like using the pillows. I just want to.
You don't like using the pillows?
I do use the pillows. I don't like using the pillows. Sometimes I bring my own pillow. Sometimes.
You know, hotels are only required to wash the comforter once a year by legal health standards.
Well, I don't usually stay at the places that probably try to go by just the letter of the law. I try to go a little bit nicer that they try to take care of the.
No, that's all hotels.
Well, I know that's the rule, but I'm just saying I go to the places where they're like, hey, we don't have to do this, but we're going to.
You know what else? I don't think that's actually even true. It's just something I've always heard.
Oh, okay.
My granddad used to say that, and I just took it like it was true.
I thought you were saying that from your experience.
He's
working.
like, yeah, they got to wash the sheets, but that outside, they don't wash that. They only got to do that once a month or something.
I thought you were talking about your personal experience as a janitor at a hotel. Like
I was not a janitor at a hotel. I did the laundry, and I worked the front desk overnight. I was not a janitor.
As the maid of a hotel, I
was not a maid. The maids clean the rooms. That's not what I did. I worked the front desk overnight, and I did the laundry. I was a laundry attendant. That's what I was.
Sam, how did you feel reading the Ty Simpson news? You could have had him this year.
Yeah, pretty angry.
Yeah.
Would have been a really nice, I don't know. I mean, like, hindsight's always 20/20 in these situations. Who knows if you even have Faison Brandon, if you have Ty Simpson in the boat or someone like that. But
I don't think with Ty Simpson being older, I don't think that really would have impacted it.
Yeah. So I mean,
because Faison Brandon got in the boat when you had Nico like committed and stuff. So like, I think that would have been a positive. You know, I don't think it would have hurt you at all.
Yeah, he'd be the perfect 2-year stopgap kind of between all this stuff.
Yeah. It is a real, and it hurt to see because you kind of like Austin Price at VolQuest has kind of talked about there being some Ty Simpson wanting to kind of be at Tennessee, and there being some times he almost entered the portal and came home. But to hear Ty Simpson say it on record, it did feel like a completely different thing. You know what I mean? Like it did feel like a different level of gut punch.
And just, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like during all the Nico stuff, like there were rumors popping up that like in preparation for the Ohio State game that he was already in those contract talks. So
yeah.
like.
Yeah, I mean, there was talk, and I don't know if the talk came out before the Ohio State game up, but like after we got our ass kicked,
you're right.
All that came out that like Nico and other guys on the team were basically like trying to renegotiate of like, hey, this contract we signed for this money was only for 12 games. Now we're playing a 13th game. We're gonna need another game check, and basically like coming back and holding everybody hostage.
So like it just feels like you kicked the can down the road in terms of contract negotiations for a few too many months, and if you just put your foot down in December or January, you probably would be, having a different conversation about quarterback.
And that goes back to what I said. Like you had to pick a lane, and I didn't think Josh Heupel and the staff were victimless because you have to just know who you're doing business with. If you're dealing with a lunatic, you got to be willing to be a little crazy or deal with somebody that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like. You got to know these aren't the most rational people, and you just got to decide, like, hey, that's my person, and I'm going to stick with them through thick and thin. That it's a marriage. It's a marriage. Either you're going to marry them and you're going to know them, their flaws and their quirks, and this person might burn her house down at some point, but hey, man, I love her. I got to stand by her. Or you got to be like, hey, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to go find somebody more stable.
Hey, she makes me sit in that chair in the corner of the room, but I love her.
And Josh Heupel decided instead, like, yeah, we'll tell Nico we'll give him what he wants. But then we will,
Coin. That's what he wanted. Coin. It's literally his first name. It's just the letters rearranged. Nico Coin. We should have known from the beginning. He was going to want more coin.
Which to me, that I know I've said it this week, but like
it'd be a bargain.
It is still crazy. Like
it'd be a bargain now.
Yeah, like you got mad. A guy wanted like $2.8-3 million, and now we offered $6-7 million to Sam Levitt.
You know what our problem is? We are late to adjust. We are late
But that's
on
not,
everything.
That's not what we were supposed to be, though.
I know, because NIL at first we were at the forefront.
Yeah, like Danny White's supposed to have us at the forefront.
I know.
So, like, I don't necessarily think we're late, but, like, it does go back to what I remember saying this during the James Franklin courtship. Were we doing radio together? Were you around during that, or were you in California?
What year was it? I can tell you if it was.
Well, it was after we fired Jeremy Pruitt, so I think you were probably gone by then, right? It was the end of 2020, early 21.
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't.
You were
here.
gone.
No, I was
but I said it at the time. You had a chance to go out and make a splash hire with James Franklin. Now, we can argue and talk about whether or not that would have worked in hindsight, whatever. But, like, James Franklin was making like $5 or $6 million at Penn State. And we knew, look, I'm pretty smart, but, like, I'm not making the big bucks in terms of being a guy at the forefront of making these decisions. But even I knew, like, hey, this TV money is about to change everything. Go out and hire James Franklin. Give him $7, $8, $9 million. Because you know what? Pretty soon, I said every coach is going to be making that. Because this TV money and Nick Saban and all these people are going to completely change this. Salaries are only going higher. You can go out now and make a big splash and hire a coach, and that money is not going to seem big years down the road. Now, look, everybody's making $9 million. Everybody's making $10, $11, $12 million. You could have been at the forefront in doing that. Quarterback situation last year was kind of the same. Like, hey, man, I don't really want to pay $2.5 million. Now look at you.
Yeah.
Now there's talks out there of Sam Levitt, getting $7 million from LSU. There's talk of, Sorsby having a deal ranging from $8 to $10 million when you look at the total compensation to play for a year.
And that's why you want to be first to the party. If you can lock them in at your price, which I
don't even think that really matters because they can just renegotiate unless you're talking about early on in the recruiting process, like in the portal.
Yeah,
as soon as it opens. But us getting Nico at $2 million a year would have been a bargain. But then obviously he was like, no, I want more.
How sick are you if you're a quarterback who never made any money? Like if you played
if I'm Tim Tebow, if I'm Johnny Manziel, yeah, I'd be really sick.
I'm fine if I'm Tebow because I made more money. But think about the guys that didn't go to the NFL.
Think about Reggie Bush, who had his career completely ruined
for
having an apartment.
Yeah, but he also made money down the road.
Sure, you're talking
about a guy who
Graham Harrell. Josh Dobbs. I mean, he's made money in the NFL, but as a starting NFL quarterback.
There's some guys who were good college quarterbacks who never went to the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know names off the top of my head, but, even
Eric Crouch.
Casey Clausen.
That's a good one. T. Martin.
Think of it. Those guys got to just be sick.
Well, yeah, but it's the
same
way.
When they see a guy like Sam Levitt making $7 million.
It's the same way in every sport, bro. Like Michael Jordan's highest salary for most of his career was $1 million. You know what I mean? Like in terms of
but
playing.
That's still $1 million more than zero, which those guys probably didn't get zero.
Well, sure.
They were making a little money.
But I'm just saying, then you look at somebody like a fringe player gets a $15 million a year contract. Superstars are getting $65, $70 million for a year. I know Jordan has the last couple of years where he made 30, but I'm saying for most of his career. Scottie Pippen, it took him a long time to make over $2 million a season.
That's insane. That a regular old NBA player can make $70 million.
Yeah, it would make you sick.
What level of player makes $70 million?
The highest. The top. The Giannis's of the world.
Oh, well, that's...
Hour 2 of the books. We'll kick off Hour 3 with some headlines. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Smoky Mountain Brewery is the place to be for game day. From the moment you walk in, it's wall-to-wall big screens, making Smoky Mountain Brewery the perfect place to watch the Vols or your favorite team in action. With locations in Turkey Creek, Maryville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, You're never far away from a great time at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Try one of their world-famous microbrews like Black Bear Ale, Mountain Light, or Cherokee Ale. Juicy burgers, wings that bring the heat, and delicious handmade pizzas made with hand-tossed crust from the freshest ingredients and their own special sauce from a secret recipe, topped off with hand-grated cheese and farm-fresh toppings. And don't forget, those famous microbrews are also available in kegs for your next party or in 6-packs and growlers to go. So grab your crew and head to Smoky Mountain Brewery and tell them Fan Run Radio sent you. Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports. Talk Sports.
Talk Sports. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Ay. Overrated, underrated on Wednesday. Fan Run Radio. Talk Sports said not in my house. I ain't talking to Kim, babe. John and Cody out here asking where the ops at. Tennessee Volunteers here for combat. It's the Cherokee Ghost, John Reed and Cody doing everything we can to bring Rocky Top back. Talk Sports from 7 to 10. Never leave a witness, never leave loose ends. Nico ain't nothing but a nuisance. 2026, we ain't making new friends.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Feels like we were just doing headlines. Cody, I hope he saves some good ones.
Yeah, talking about Nico wasn't nothing but a nuisance, huh? That line really hits after that.
Yeah.
That last segment. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, here's the news. You ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The Broncos are going to get a boost as Dre Greenlaw is set to return. He's on track to play against the Bills. Set to face the NFL's number 1 rushing team on Saturday. The Broncos defense needed a linebacker like Dre Greenlaw, and they're getting him back. Good news for the Broncos.
Good for the Broncos.
The Ravens owner, Steve Bisciotti, is that how you say that? Bisciotti? He said yesterday that he told Lamar Jackson that he wants them to get a new deal done by the start of free agency in March. That would significantly lower the 2-time NFL MVP's $74.5 million cap number. Ravens owner wants to get it worked out with Lamar by March, is what he says.
I'm interested to see who they end up hiring and how they address Lamar Jackson and how he plays next year, because You said Patrick Mahomes was, in your mind, headed down Russell Wilson's path. I worry more about Lamar. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mahomes ain't been nearly as great, but to me, I'm more worried about Lamar's drop-off. I think it could be steeper if he loses his athleticism.
Well, the owner says it's urgent. The urgency of that matters to me because we got free agents, and he doesn't want to go into free agency with that hanging over their heads. Makes sense. He also said he followed his instincts in firing John Harbaugh. It was the craziest firing in the world. I was the one choked up, and he was the one consoling me, says the owner after firing Harbaugh.
That's kind of sad.
They've been together for 18 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see the press conference where they asked him how much longer would Harbaugh have been the coach if they had beaten Pittsburgh? And he said 1 week. Basically, that the decision was made.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm calling you a liar. I'm saying I don't believe that, especially if they had turned around and won the playoffs too.
Yeah.
That's a funny answer, though.
Yeah, the Niners have.
It would have been better if he would have been the coach, but you know what? We got to blame Tyler Loop for this miss. He costed John Harbaugh his job.
Tyler Loop, a little loopy on the upright there. The 49ers eyeing a possible NFC title game return for Warner. Oh, how about that? Kurt Warner. No, this is Fred Warner.
Yeah, Fred
Kurt
Warner.
Warner does the broadcast on the radio.
I don't think Kurt Warner's coming back, but Fred Warner, the
Kevin
window's
Harlan?
open. Is he expected to be out there playing this weekend?
No, they're eyeing a potential NFC championship game.
Did you see the video of him running around on the practice field, though?
No.
He looks healthy, which is crazy.
Good for him. What was his injury?
Like fractured his tibia or something in his leg, I think.
Yeah, well, I know it's something in his leg, but I
don't know.
I didn't know what the injury was.
Yeah, actually, Kurt Warner is receiving interest too, though, from the Colts. Looks like they're looking to add him to their roster. Oregon.
You hear that, Bubba? Remember when you guys traded 2 first-round picks for a cornerback, and then went from 8-1 to missing the playoffs, 7-1 to missing the playoffs, whatever the hell it was. And you don't even have Cam Ward to fall back on.
You're like that guy in the movie theater. Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq will declare for the NFL draft. He is Mel Kiper's number 1 ranked tight end in the 2026 draft.
Okay.
The Oregon tight end. You ever seen him play?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Oregon play. I saw Ohio State's tight end declared too. It was a really good tight end class this last go-around. A lot of good rookie tight ends in the league. It does appear that there's still some really big top-end talent coming this next year too. So we might have a tight end assance where we get a batch of new good guys.
College basketball last night.
It's like a renaissance, but with tight ends. A tight end assance.
Oh, I see. See what you mean. Kansas handed Iowa State their first loss of the season. Darren Peterson, he was elite in the game.
Future Hawk.
Is he the future?
Yeah. I mean, he's a stud. He's one of those guys in this class that's just a monster and will be highly sought after in the draft this upcoming year in the NBA.
Well, they could certainly use the help, I'm sure. Where will they be picking?
Thanks to the New Orleans Pelicans, right now we're projected to have the number 1 pick.
Oh, so you can get whoever you want.
That's the lottery, of course. You have to see the way the ping pong balls fall and whatever. But
see which one's cold.
Yeah, but we have the Pelicans pick, and the Pelicans are the worst team in the NBA right now, record wise. So, thanks for that, New Orleans.
Who's the most sought after prospect? Is it Boozer?
It depends. Salmon's Boozer. What? DiBentanza? Still not saying.
DeBanza.
DeBanza.
Even Sam and I say it different. I say DeBansa, he says DeBansa, but at least our letters are in the right order.
Yeah, I'll figure that out by the time the draft rolls around. But yeah, Peterson right now went number 1 in the latest mock draft. Boozer went number 3. Caleb Wilson from North Carolina is another big one. Those are the top 4, and then that Kingston Flemings guy from Houston, him and Mikael Brown Jr. have worked their way into like top 5 conversation. A lot of studs. And, good for college basketball. Maybe this is the biggest thing when you look at like the NIL and the transfer portal and all those things and just free for all money. But, the last couple of drafts, it feels like we haven't had great college players. But now I just told you the Kansas is freshman, BYU's freshman, Duke's freshman, North Carolina's freshman, Houston's freshman, Louisville's freshman, Tennessee's freshman. Nate Ament still projected number 7 right now. The top 7 picks, all good young freshman college basketball players. No more of this G League, no more of these international players right now. It's some American college basketball players.
I think if I was Boozer, I'd probably want to go to the Bulls. That's where I'd want to play.
Where his dad played?
The Chicago Bulls. Oh, did his dad play there?
For a little bit.
No, I was just thinking because the last Boozer they had ended up being the best NBA player of all time. That's why I'd want to go.
Ron Artest? That's where Ron Artest played when he admitted he was drinking Hennessy at halftime of the game.
I was talking about Jordan, but I guess there's a history there. So
Ron Artest is like, I was drinking Hennessy before the game, at halftime of the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How are you going to play basketball drunk?
I don't know.
Drinking it. Drinking makes me feel so bad. I can't imagine being boozed up in an NBA game.
There's probably an NBA game where you're having to shoot and you need like precision, but like there is a little bit before the alcohol depresses you that you do probably feel like you got some energy.
It is kind of like a stimulant for a little while.
Yeah, where you can run around and do some things, but then it puts
booze is weird because it is. You're right. It's like it gives you energy and then you just drop. It's like it's a stimulant and a depressant. Oh, by the way, speaking of booze, that tweet. That thing I read from Trump a couple days ago, that wasn't real. He's not actually going to bring back prohibition.
I assume that wasn't real.
Yeah, just wanted to clear that up.
Okay, we're off the hook.
And Daniel Mincy, who was accused of stabbing 2 teammates just hours before UAB's last home game against South Florida. Remember this guy, Gerald Mincy's brother?
Oh, yeah.
He's in the transfer portal.
Oh, okay. Is he going to prison?
No, I guess he's still playing.
I don't think I'd take a flyer on him. I'd imagine he's still got some legal work.
You wouldn't take a stab at him?
I don't think so.
That's what Russ said. I'll give Russ credit for that.
No.
I mean, it's not like it's some brilliant joke, but
sure,
it's the kind of thing I like where you just make a word a thing,
Mm-hmm.
Spanish police just made the largest cocaine bust in history, according to this tweet I'm reading, that this may or may not be true. 11 tons of cocaine hidden in a shipment of salt traveling from Brazil to Europe. Brazil.
Anything else?
Yeah. No.
What you got? Nothing? Nothing else?
I just have RFK Jr., something he said about Trump.
Okay. What'd he say?
He said he eats really bad food, McDonald's and candy and Diet Coke. He drinks Diet Coke at all times. He has the constitution of a deity. I don't know how he's alive. He's just pumping himself full of poison all day long.
That's not necessarily a glowing endorsement.
Especially from your health secretary.
Yeah, but I mean, what are you going to do?
Keep drinking Diet Cokes, I guess. I love a good Diet Coke from time to time.
On this day in history, let's see.
How about that? Our last 2 headlines were Coke and then Diet Coke in a kind of a strange chain of events there.
There's not really any good guessing one here. I'll just run it down for you real
Lane
quick.
Kiffin.
No.
Officially named USC
Do you know the treaty that ended the American Revolution? Do you know
it
what
wasn't
called?
Versailles.
No.
Because
it was signed today in 1784.
The treaty that ended the American Revolution?
Yep.
The American Revolution, that was the one where we broke free from the Brits.
That is correct, yes.
There was the Boston Tea Party.
Uh-huh.
Was it the Treaty of the Boston Tea Party?
No.
Was it Paul Revere, the Treaty of Paul Revere?
No. Bubba, Sam, do you know?
It's the Treaty of Paris.
Why would they call it the Treaty of Paris?
Who was in Paris?
It is the Treaty of Paris. Actually known as the Second Treaty of Paris because that's what they named the agreement that ended the 7 Years' War in 1763. Not very creative there, I guess. Let's see.
The 7 Years' War?
Yeah.
Not a very good name for a war.
How about this? This is sad. Just this is what the email says. Benedict Arnold, comma, American traitor, comma, born. That's kind of sad. I mean, I guess it is how
he
we know
was.
him. Marilyn Monroe.
What else would you know him for?
Yeah. Marilyn Monroe, he's got some good eggs. Marries Joe DiMaggio in 54.
Oh, what a power couple that was. Joe and Marilyn.
The Miami Dolphins win the Super Bowl 7.
That was the last one.
To cap the NFL's only perfect season.
Don Shula. You know, I met his granddaughter.
You fumbled the bag.
I don't think I had a shot.
I think you could have been sitting courtside every game if you had just, been able to close the deal. Sadly, you ain't got
That's
any
one
game.
That's one of my wildest stories. Well, not one of the wildest ones, but the meeting his granddaughter, like just slowly discovering that girl I was talking to was the granddaughter of Don Shula. She's like, yeah, my dad's a coach. It's like, oh, yeah, some local high school coach or what? He's like, no, actually, he coached at Alabama. Oh, like an assistant or something. No, he was the guy there before Nick Saban. It's like, Mike Shula? Yeah, that's my dad. Your grandfather was Don Shula, perhaps the greatest coach in the history of the game of football, or, one of them.
Was she at the Ohio State game?
Nah, it was just some girl I met. She went to UT. I don't know what she's doing now.
What she's doing now is tearing me apart. Filling up my mind, emptying my heart. You're still sitting here thinking about her.
Wouldn't want to run into you in a karaoke bar.
No, you don't. When they put Hey Ya on, I bring the place alive.
They put what?
Hey Ya.
Oh,
I bring
I
the
thought you
place
said
alive.
Hey on.
That's my go-to karaoke song.
It's pretty easy to sing.
It's great, and when I find it, I let the crowd sing that part. But I always got to scope the place out. I got to find me a good group of women. And when it comes to the part with the "Hey ladies," put the microphone on it. Oh, they love it. And then all right. Let's go to break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Men all around Knoxville are celebrating the difference Men's Pro has made in their life. I'm Evan Bass, founder of the clinic. If you're struggling with ED, we want you to be able to celebrate as well. As men, we hate going to the doctor, but Men's Pro was designed to take care of men like you better. These things can get worse if untreated, but you're not alone. The medical support team at Men's Pro has your back. today's the day to feel alive again. ED, performance issues, enhancement. We've effectively helped men jumpstart their performance comprehensively and with proven medication dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate team, and under guidance from our medical provider, you could leave with a plan that changes your life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 865-544-8220 or go to menspronknoxville.com.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com, and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332-941.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together. Shout out to DR Vol coming by, dropping off some loot for us. That's how you do it as a supporter of the station. He was at an event yesterday. We were doing a live remote. He was there showing love. And then he comes by today and brings some loot. Did he bring everybody something? Sam, did you get something?
I got some Sour Patch Kids that I need to find a black light because apparently they glow in the dark.
Be careful with the black lights.
Especially sitting next to Bubba. I don't know if I want to put you and Bubba under a black lights. Cody, what did you get?
In my stocking, I got Zen Spearmint 6 milligrams. So these will be used at night because I can only do the 3s during the day.
He brought me some diabetes. He brought me a Mellow Yellow and a giant Mountain Dew.
How many ounces total do you have there?
There's 24 ounces of Mellow Yellow, and the Mountain Dew looked like one of those like half liters or whatever. It was a big one.
I love those big fat Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
bottles.
it was huge. I don't know if I can drink that.
Oh, you can drink it.
I mean, I can, but like I think I'm just going to take that home. And
It's 2 sittings.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think. Well, yeah, 2 sittings. I'll take it home. I'll pour it into a glass and drink half, maybe at some point. The other half at some other point. But
you got to just pound that liter.
Bubba, what did you get?
I got some Friskies pate cat food here.
Some cat food?
Yeah, a nice little can to
Nice.
There you go.
to eat or to feed people or cats.
Are you going to eat it?
Me personally, no.
Are you going to give it to your favorite cat?
I'm just gonna give it to a cat.
You don't have a favorite cat?
Not anymore.
Your favorite died, or did your current favorite do something that made you mad?
No, my cat that I was attached to passed away last year, so now it's just the leftovers.
Do you ever get mad at him like a crazy mom in a movie and be like, "It should have been you"?
Yeah.
No, but I still think
Spot
why are
is-
half of them around here? Why can't they just run
Spot?
away?
You should have died.
There's no cat named Spot.
Yeah, I've seen a cat named Spot.
Spot is a
No.
100%
There's plenty
an
of-
established dog
No,
name.
there's plenty of cats that have that big spot
There's
on them,
no
too.
cat named Spot.
Yeah, you're wrong. It should have been you. Sparky should have lived.
You should just open the can up and just sit it in the middle of the kitchen. And then
No,
just
you shouldn't.
whoever gets it, gets it.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Or you could eat it yourself.
Oh, you mean the kitchen at home? I thought you meant.
Yeah, not
I
here.
thought you meant here. I was going to say, no, don't do that.
I bet Aggie would like it.
Bubba, if you want a Mountain Dew, you can have the Mountain Dew if you want it.
Did you? I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Oh no.
Red flag.
Oh no.
6 milligrams kicking your
Oh no.
ass.
No, I can only do these at night.
Overrated, underrated. Let's fire it up. It is Wednesday. Bubba's got a couple of topics for us, a couple of things to rate. Let's
Overrated. Very overrated. It's overrated. Overrated, my friend. Overrated. I'm going to tell you why.
I think that's a solid rated right there. It's perfect rated.
He underrated, man. He has some swag. He has some real swag. Lobsters are underrated. They don't die.
Gentlemen, what do you get the man that has everything, and what do you get the man that has nothing?
Cat food.
Cat food and some Chinese food and an ice cream sandwich and some barbecue and
You
some
know,
hot
Bubba-
dog and a seaweed salad and some more ice cream and a Diet Coke.
Bacon
and a
wrapped
Coke.
scallops, crab
And-
stuffed mushrooms, Dr. Pepper. You know, Bubba, I ate cat food on the show one time. Do you remember that? Dry cat food, which is the worst kind to eat.
I think the wet would be
The
worst.
wet would have been better.
I think the wet would be worse to eat.
As someone who
Well,
ate the dry
convenient
cat
enough.
food, I can tell you that I would have rather eaten the wet. Because as disgusting as it sounds, at least the wet cat food you can wash down. The dry cat food stayed, and you know how, Sam?
I just don't imagine that the dry cat food
It
had
gets
any.
stuck in your teeth.
You know how when you eat Oreos,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
that's what the dry cat food was like.
Yeah, but I imagine as someone who has not eaten cat food that the dry food doesn't really have much of a smell, whereas the wet one is going to have a real bad smell to it, though.
Yeah, but the taste is what we're talking about here.
When's the last time you eat wet cat food?
Never.
All right, well, until you eat
But I would rather-
until you eat wet cat food, I don't think you can make this
I would
decision.
rather get the taste out of my mouth within, a minute as opposed to 10 minutes.
I think you could almost shoot like wet cat food, like an oyster or something.
Yeah,
like that.
you could-
like a small
yeah.
bite could just slide
put
right
it
down
in the back
gullet.
of your
Yeah.
throat.
How do we feel? Cody owes us a punishment. How do we feel about 12 cans of cat food for Cody?
That's insane.
Cat food, Cody.
12 cans?
That is insane. One bite of cat.
He's gonna walk on all fours after eating 12 cans.
Maybe he has to be a cat for a day. Cat food, Cody. 6 cans of cat food. Lick your paw. Drink a little milk from saucer. You can't just eat 1 can. That's not enough for being the worst.
1 can is too much. I'd say 3 bites.
Oh, no. We're
What? It's a big can. This is a big can that Bubba's got here.
5.5 ounces.
All right, Bubba. Let's play. What topic did you have? So what was the prompt? What do you give a man who has everything, and what do you give a man who has nothing? Oh, I'm excited to see what the punchline is here. What is the topic?
I don't know.
What?
Anyways, that was just a question for you two gentlemen. New year, new me. New Year's resolutions, overrated or underrated?
I gotta say that I started something a couple years ago, and I kind of like it better, and I kind of got away from it this year. I chose to start looking at my New Year's resolutions on my birthday. Like, you turn a birthday, and then that's when you try to make a change, because it's kind of hard to make these changes in early January, man. It's cold. It's cold, and people are depressed. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my goal is to do this, this, and this. Well, I don't have any energy right now. It's tough. And then next thing you know, you're 2 weeks into the year and you haven't really changed your life. So maybe next year I'll try something.
That's how you get that summer bod, though. Got to put the work in now.
Yeah. I mean, I like New Year's resolutions. I like setting goals. I like trying to, I like people that can do it and actually stick with them. I think it's cool. I'd say it's probably a little overrated, though, because everyone feels pressure to do it, and very, very few people actually fall through. I've only been successful in one of mine so far, and that's with a caveat. So I don't even know if I would call it successful, but one of mine is to cut my hair every week, because it kind of depresses me when it gets a little bit longer. When it gets to like that 10th day and it hasn't been cut, and it's just like a little patchy, like you can definitely see the patch on it.
Oh, I've seen it.
I had to see it close shave, so I'm going to try to do that once a week. But I didn't do it until yesterday, which technically was like 9 days. So I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm keeping up with it.
If you
stretching, I'm supposed to stretch daily. I'm batting. We're on day 14.
Now, what's the point of that?
I think stretching's good for you.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad for you, but like, what's the point? Does it just makes you feel better, or like?
Yeah, it's like your back not hurt.
Yeah, I mean I'm always tight.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just think it's better to be loose and limber and flexible, and maybe take some pressure off of you, and like open up the hips. And so
you should do yoga.
I tried the hot yoga. It was expensive. It was too expensive for me to make an actual thing of it. So I just stole a couple of the poses, and I try to do them at home whenever I'm stretching. Like I could do enough at my house where I don't feel like completely stuck. But the stretching, we're on what, day 13 days are over. I'd say I've done that maybe 11 of the days. So that one's doing okay.
How much more loose do you feel?
It feels good at the moment. It's not really – I was hoping that stretching, and I've been doing it mostly at night, I was hoping it would make me feel better when I get out of bed, like my lower back and stuff, and that hasn't really worked. So it does kind of feel dumb to stretch, then get in bed, and then get stiff again. So like maybe I just got to do it in the mornings, but –
She was loose like a sleeve of wizard.
Huh?
Overrated. The New Year's resolution, most overrated thing ever. I mean, why do you need a day on the calendar to change your life? You know, you can do it today or tomorrow or in February or in March, like you said, anytime. It's just a day on the calendar. I think it's very overrated. I guess, I mean, I get, you know, you want to get your year off to a good start, maybe. So, like, New Year, I don't know. I don't think you need a calendar. But I'm not someone who really improves a lot. So, and you know what Rick Barnes says, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
There's some truth to that.
Yep.
Move or die.
Cody, you've inspired me with this next one here. Courtside seats, overrated or underrated?
Based on my experience, I'm going to go very underrated.
Your experience was also getting to go for free.
That is true. That is an important.
If you had paid $700 for that, would you have felt like it was worth the money?
No, that is a very important distinction. But if we can take the price out of the equation,
I don't think you can take the price out of the equation. I think the price is very important to the equation.
Okay, well, if you have the means. If you have the money to be able to get courtside seats, I'd say it's properly rated. Like I think you're getting your value for what you are willing to like. You don't get courtside seats without having money. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're struggling to pay for the courtside seats.
Did you feel like you could see the entire game and like see the intricacies of the game? Because
oh yeah,
like sometimes you're too close to the game. And that's more so football. Like you don't want to be so close in football. Basketball. I've never sat courtside, but I've sat close enough.
Bishop Boswell went for a loose ball, and the sweat flinged off of his arm and hit me in the forehead.
I sat like close, like behind a goal, like so it's not on the court, but it's like third row behind the goal, and like at an NBA game. So I was like next to like the Sacramento Kings bench, and then that was kind of cool, but like it wasn't courtside.
Yeah, I mean you can see everything. Like especially on your end, like now on the other end.
Well, yeah,
I mean
you
got to crane your neck just a little bit, but it's not an inconvenience.
Okay,
like it's still very clear to see what's going on.
Any women courtside?
Any
old single women that you could hang out with?
There was a girl to my left who I think was with her dad, and that was the only girl I saw. There were a lot of old women.
Yeah,
there were some older women with their husbands and.
I'd imagine, Bubba, that the idea of courtside is just a strut, like Cody's been. I mean, he was tweeting us like, or he's texting us like a damn kid getting ready for a date or first day of school. Like, hey, guys,
cool.
I'm courtside. And then just kept sending us pictures of him being courtside.
Nobody replied. It was cool.
That's not true. We replied. Not to the picture. When he says a selfie of you wearing the badge, nobody replied to that.
It was really cool.
This guy never wants to text us, and then all of a sudden he wants to text up a storm.
It was a really good experience that I wish everyone could do at least once. Because, I'll never get to do that again unless my buddy's uncle gets sick again and he wants to take me again. And,
yeah, I've already texted him and saying, next time call me, I'll go too.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see.
Hopefully I get bumped ahead of you in line since I haven't got to do it yet.
Well, maybe. I'm happy to go to the back of the line. I don't have to do it again anytime soon. But I'll say for Tennessee's experience, it's a good – it's a lot of fun.
So you're saying underrated?
Underrated for me, but I would say I was probably the only Uber driver there in those 2 rows. So if you have the money to do it, I'd say it's probably properly rated.
I've never done it. I've come close a couple times just to biting the bullet and doing it for like an NBA game. It's hard for me to justify spending the cash though, because I don't have courtside cash either, of course. So I've never actually done it. Sat front row, like at the Alabama game in 2024. Yeah, that's not courtside, but that was the very first row of the football.
I don't like front row football games. I've done that too.
I found that to be pretty cool, just because I was right behind the Alabama bench, and me and my buddy, we honed in on a couple people that we really didn't like. So then when we come back and beat them, that was good to watch that front and center.
You said 2022?
2024 was front row.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's
2022. I was in cool. It's called the SLC, that club that's above the lower level, where you get the seats up against the rail, kind of up there, up top in the end zones. I was sitting up there for 2022. 2024, though, my boy Vegas Charlie, he got us front row tickets.
Oh, Charlie, what a guy!
Right there behind Alabama's bench, and that was pretty cool. Again, not courtside, but close.
Yeah.
And I like it, but I still haven't really changed my opinion. If I'm going to be at a game, I kind of just want to be 20 rows up in the corner where I can kind of see the whole field.
There is the downside to being courtside would be there's some pressure to not accidentally trip a player. You remember when Larry David tripped Shaq?
Yeah. Well, you weren't close enough to do that, but
no. But I mean, the
other people might have been. But
how was the trash talk?
It wasn't very strong.
You shouldn't do that to college kids, Sam. Cody's a grown man. They looked at him and said,
"Nobody was.
What are you doing down here, Uber driver? Get back up."
No, I meant
I was very polite. I kept I minded
I'm not saying Cody talking.
You're talking about the players talking to each other.
Yeah,
you can hear that. I could hear it Ament Barnes just lighting into him, and I could kind of see the shuddering in his face. Those players really are scared of Barnes, or at least the young Ament. He was kind of I could see he lost his he lost his confidence for a minute. He wouldn't shoot. You can, and that old man with Barnes, not Polinsky, but
McLean.
Who's that? The old man with the slick back hair. That guy was. I liked watching him. So where I was sitting, I was directly across from Rick Barnes.
It reminds me of the caretaker in Longest Yard. Is who he reminds me of.
Yeah, I like that guy. He was fired up.
I did sit at a Lady Ball game one time. I had to cover it for the radio station when I was in college, and they actually put me at the scores table.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was at the scores table, at the end of that. And I did that actually also for the Tennessee-Iowa play-in game back when Josh Richardson sent Iowa home in 2014.
2 basketball
I was
schools.
one spot behind. It wasn't courtside again, but I was on the media doing that. And you could see me on TV. I was right behind Reggie Miller and Rachel Nichols. I was right there with them. So that was pretty close to courtside, and that was a big game. So yeah. I've done it somewhat.
That's cool.
Lady Vols was whenever Texas A&M came, I'm pretty sure.
What year was that?
That would have been 2013.
So Pat was
gone. Yeah, I remember Vic Schaefer gave a big speech after the game in the media room about how everybody should respect Holly and give her time and yada yada yada.
Yeah, should have hired him years ago.
Up next, we have sitting next to sweaty men, saunas, overrated or underrated?
I yearn for a good sauna experience. I see it on TV. I see it in movies. It looks fun. Real life, when I go into the sauna or the steam room here in Knoxville at these gyms, you're just stuck with weird people, man. And you're either I've been in there and it's been overstuffed. There's 12 people in there when maybe there should be 4. You'll be sitting there with somebody that's got their damn headphones off, blasting music. I sat there one time when a guy was
What
just
kind of music?
Just like rock music. And another guy that was just on the phone. I
was trying to get him.
I had one guy that was on the phone just having a conversation. That was miserable.
Well, he was probably making a sleazy business deal, like
He
in the
was.
movies.
And he would no. This was like a 22-year-old kid, and he like anywhere from 20 to 22 years old. And he was like a waiter, but he was doing something. He was like a good golfer, and he was just in there talking about all of his business and hustling and all this stuff.
Was he fit?
Yeah, I mean, he was fit.
Do you have a towel on?
No one really does that. No one really does that. Like at the gyms I go to now, maybe there's some private like country clubs. Maybe if you go to like Cherokee, you can go like there's a good country club, and you can go into the sauna, and it's like it is in the movies. But like at the public gyms, no, you pretty much have to wear your clothes.
Oh,
yeah. Like I'll go in there sometimes with like no shirt on.
That's
and
disappointing.
just shorts on. Yeah,
that
but
you have to wear clothes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I was in a sauna with a bunch of men, like a steam room, I'd want to just be in a towel.
Now, the sauna and steam room are two different things. Steam room, I'd go in there a couple of times, like just like in swimming trunks, and then like for a while, then I would try to swim laps afterwards or something. That was a little bit different, or at least take a shower. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's not as cool as it is. I yearn for the actual experience. One guy's in there damn shadow boxing. That was the worst. He's in a hoodie and like sweats, just in there sweating, just shadow boxing. Just I'm like, bro, chill.
Is he in the mob?
You do always get some weird people in there.
Yeah.
I find it weird people that go and like read a book or the newspaper and you've just got like sweat dripping all over your book or something.
I think that's weird. I think it's weird to be in there and just scrolling your phone too while it's
I'd just go sit.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I don't
Pretty
wear
relaxing, I think.
I don't wear headphones. I don't do nothing. I just go there and raw dog it, and then I just have to hear and watch everybody, and it gets kind of annoying. So, like, I do yearn for a good sauna experience if anybody has one.
It's really good for you, though.
It's great for a hangover. If you're after a night of boozing. We had one in Vegas at the Bellagio, and like it was like a steam room thing. And it wasn't a sauna, or maybe it was a sauna. I don't know the difference.
Sauna, you
Dry
just kind of
heat
sit and it's
versus
just
kind of
dry
humidity. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
okay, I like
room,
wet heat.
Steam room is the one where you can't really see in. Like it's
Like if you were
that's what I
sick,
like.
going into a steam room would be great.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Hungover, a steam room is great too. Like it just it purifies you a little bit.
The sauna's like really good for you, just health wise.
Sauna's the one that's
times a week.
It's like made of wood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
Throwing
in a
like
couple
water
of
on the
those.
hot rocks and everything or something.
Ah,
like that.
yes, yes. Yeah. I mean, overrated. I've done it a few times, but I don't. It doesn't stand out as a memory.
I'd like to just sit there with a towel and talk shop with the boys.
Carve up some business deals. Talk about your golf game.
Do they do co-ed ones? They don't really do co-ed ones in the movies, right? Because I've never been
Co-ed?
Well, yeah, like men and women in there. The only ones I've ever been in is just guys. I've never been
Probably
in
in like Europe.
I've never been in there with any women. Which, when I see some of the jackals I'm in there with, there shouldn't be around women. I wouldn't want most of those guys to be in there around
Is
women.
that what they call it when you're out of college? I thought co-ed was like
the co-ed bathroom? Co-ed.
Is that what they call it?
Co-ed sports league means men and women. Yeah, I mean, they still call it that.
I feel like
Perhaps
there should be a
today's
different
term
name
would be
for it.
gender neutral.
Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah, they probably don't call
but
it
then
co-ed
you
as
gotta
much.
who knows what's gonna. I mean.
You're probably right. They probably do just call it. Unisex is also one like for bathrooms, but co-ed's what I call it.
Unisex sounds weird too.
All right, up next, U-turns. Are U-turns overrated or underrated?
I get scared every time I make a U-turn. That like there's going to be a cop that sees me and it's like, you can't do that. Because sometimes I just be pulling U-turns out of nowhere. Like if I'm driving down the highway and Kingston Pike and like I got a lane, I'm just going to whip it around. I'm not going to go up anywhere else. Just whoop, skirt.
You ever just turn around in the street, like
just back up and like put in reverse? And
yeah,
do that?
yeah. Like,
I have before.
Not even a U-turn, but
Yeah.
just like go. It's
Yeah.
like I'm going the other way now.
Yeah. Sometimes I mean, if you got, and I get scared doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, U-turns I would say are underrated though because they're the quickest if you could do them successfully. The risk factor's high, Bubba. You don't want to like get into a wreck doing an illegal U-turn. Then you look like a real jackass.
It's
You
like
know what
that
I mean?
foreign truck driver that killed that person in Florida. Remember that?
You try to pull a U-turn, your car ain't got the turn radius, and you hit the curb, and you have to stop and put it in reverse. That's embarrassing too. You got to stop and reverse in the middle of the road, and then the traffic's coming. They're mad at you.
Oh, yeah.
So really, the U-turn's overrated. I go back. It is quickest, but like the risk is there. Just go up to the red light. Just pull into the store. Who cares? Very rarely am I in a hurry anymore these days. I try just to relax when I'm on the road. I'll get there when I get there type of thing. So I'm usually okay. I'm usually chilled on the road, typically. It's all good, man. You're going to put my life in danger to get there 30 seconds earlier, bro? Oh, wait, the red light caught you. Now we're back even. Chill out. That's kind of my vibe now. It's all good, man.
Well, I guess it depends on if you're in a hurry or not. But for me, the U-turn is pretty underrated. I make a lot of U-turns, not always when you're supposed to either. To me, you got to be a real schmuck to not be willing to make the U-turn. You know, to really be, I'm going to go to the light and I'm going to turn left, and then hopefully I'll find a parking lot down the road somewhere where I can turn around properly. And I mean, you're talking about taking an extra 5 minutes, and who's got that kind of time?
Everybody. Everybody has 5 minutes.
I'm about efficiency.
Unless you're an emergency surgeon doing, emergency transplants and stopping people from dying, or you're maybe like a big-time stockbroker in New York that has to beat whatever the hell the cause of the horns.
You spent too long in the sauna.
Yeah, like everyone's got 5 minutes to spare. It's okay.
Now
it's not life or death.
Well, it's not going to be life or death. I mean, as long as nobody's coming, you simply look the other way.
It could be death. It could be.
No, that you check the road. It's the same thing as running stoplights. Like, I'll run a stoplight casually. If nobody's there, I'll run the stoplight. I just keep going. Nothing annoys me more than
run the stoplight.
Yeah, if there's nobody there, I keep moving.
What?
I slow to make sure nobody's coming, but then I keep moving.
God.
Efficiency. Nothing annoys me more than people who aren't willing to bend the rules on the road.
Is this at like 4:30 in the afternoon, or are we talking like 2 a.m.?
No, we're not talking at a busy intersection. We're talking about, you pull up to one of those dumbass stoplights that has no business being there. You don't have to stop for that light. You can simply keep going.
No, you can't. I mean, you can.
It's a suggestion. Just because that light's red doesn't mean you got to stop at it.
Last call on the other side is Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Last call here on the program. Been a fun little Wednesday show. A victory Wednesday is much, much better than a coming off of a loss Wednesday. Boy, did my Hawks get their ass kicked last night by the Lakers. That was tough. By the time I laid in bed, they went on a little run. They tied it. It was like 41-41 or something like that. And I lay in bed, and the Lakers immediately went on a 17-0 run. And that little punk, Luka, just kept hitting threes. I was like, oh, my God, I'm in hell. I'm in hell. Then I couldn't sleep because of it. Any good SEC games tonight, Samuel?
Yeah, there's some pretty solid games out there. 5 of them. We didn't get the 4-4 split, which is a little bit strange to me. You had 3 last night, and then you have 5 tonight. I would say tonight.
I mean, from a Tennessee perspective, Kentucky, watching them against LSU. Kentucky, just rooting against them.
Sure. I do think Will Warren was right about Vanderbilt and Texas. Like the Vandy guards are really, really good, but their front court maybe not as established, and Texas has some pretty solid big men. So
Texas 5.5-point underdogs at home.
And yeah, Vandy's got Florida on Saturday, kind of wedged in between. So I feel like this could be kind of trappy a little bit.
So we got Ole Miss going to Georgia. Georgia 10.5-point favorites. Kentucky going to LSU as 4.5-point favorites. Auburn going on the road to Missouri. Auburn's 1.5-point favorites. Vandy 5.5-point favorites on the road at Texas. Arkansas, the only. Okay, never mind. I was going to say the only home team favorite, but no, Georgia is. Arkansas favored by 10.5 at home against South Carolina. So no ranked matchups. No big-time matchups, what I would consider among the best teams. But Vandy, Texas is somewhat interesting. And like I said, just hate watching Kentucky is still pretty fun. What's the latest on Quaintance?
Jaden Quaintance?
Yeah, Quaintance. Like he was back on the injury list, right? On Saturday, he didn't play.
Yeah, he's coming off of that torn ACL last year at Arizona State, and it kind of took him a while to come back. He came back, and then apparently it kind of gives me like some Jermod McCoy vibes. They said the swelling has just continued to kind of come back with him.
Well, that's what I was worried not worried about because I don't want him to play for Kentucky. But like he's a top 10 pick. At least
he's got a lot of potential. I wouldn't be surprised if he like maybe shuts it down for the year.
Yeah.
If they continue to. Like, if they lose on Saturday, I wouldn't be surprised if they...
That's what I was getting at, is like he's got an NBA future just off of potential and size, and I feel like you got to get that knee right before the draft because he wants to be a top 10 pick. So,
and they just lost one of their point guards for the year, too. He's been having shoulder problems for a while, and he just officially shut it down.
So is Quaintance out tonight, and will he be out Saturday? Like,
Quaintance is out tonight. I don't know about Saturday, but he is out tonight.
You know, they say he's a good teammate, but you can't quite call him a friend.
The wheels are spinning for Bubba. He's trying to figure out what the hell you mean. He's an acquaintance, Bubba. He's an acquaintance.
Yes.
Real quickly, my friend, what do we miss today, Bubba?
We missed
a couple of things.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
His name's Giannis.
Giannis.
He's been one of the best players in the world for like 10 years now. It's Giannis.
Kind of being a hill, booed the crowd last night.
The crowd booed him. He booed them back.
Yeah.
I mean, they got demolished by a Minnesota team that was without Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards, but they got mollywopped. So I didn't see that he booed them back. I saw that they were booing them. That team's not very good. They're not going anywhere. Giannis is trying to do the Damian Lillard where he doesn't want to get traded, but he wants to get traded, but he doesn't want people to know he wants to get traded, so he's trying to pretend like he doesn't want to get traded, but we all know he wants to get traded. So are they going to trade him, or do they hold on to him until the offseason? Are they going to try to find a player to go with him, maybe trade for John Morant? Who knows? Doc Rivers has to be like, man, I should have just stayed on TV. I should have just kept podcasting versus coming back and coaching this a loser franchise.
Doc Rivers?
Yeah.
He's coaching?
Yeah, he coaches the Bucks.
Wow.
He asked for like
he's like the Mike Tomlin of the NBA.
He's coached them for like the last 2.5 years at this point, I think.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty checked out on the NBA.
I understand. I get it.
I forgot if we went over it, but Tariq Skubal and the Detroit Tigers facing arbitration. They're trying to lowball him.
They're far apart though, right? Like he wants 30. Like,
They're
am I right on the
13
numbers?
million apart, I think.
I think he wants like 33 million, and they're offering him 19. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if he got picked up by the L.A. Dodgers.
I mean, he's a top 3 pitcher in the world, right? I mean, and 3 like might be low. Like
he might be the best pitcher in baseball.
Right, right. But at the very least, he's top 3 is what I'm saying. If you're the Tigers, I mean, you're not necessarily a small market team. It's not like you're the
Tigers
A's.
have done this for years, though. You can
Really?
go back and think of all these great pitching prospects that they've let go.
The Tigers?
Verlander, Max Scherzer was a Tiger.
Yeah, but were those guys? Am I wrong? Was Verlander not there through a big contract though, or did he?
I'm just saying, like they have historically let really good pitchers go that have kind of maybe they thought like, he's not going to be as good, and then they just continued to be really good players.
I get it with Verlander and Scherzer. I mean, Verlander. I mean, I kind of thought he was done whenever he left, but he ended up pitching another like 6 or 7 years. Scherzer, I feel like was a little washed when they let him go, but like. Yeah, arguing with Scuball, who's still pretty young if he's in arbitration, like arguing with him and not just paying him his money, it just seems crazy to me.
Yamamoto and Scuball, let's ride.
Okay, relax. How much?
Three-peat.
How much help is enough?
Three-peat.
When will be enough? When is enough? You got it. You got it under control. You're the best team. Congrats.
Thank you.
That'll do it for us. Tony Basilio show coming up next. We'll talk some more Tennessee basketball, I'm sure. The playbook with William Patterson. The drive from 3 to 6. Stay locked in on Fan Run Radio. Everybody have a good Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Track's batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Located in Knoxville's historic